Well, today I want to talk to you about what I call the new rules of money. The new rules of money. Because one of the things we need to understand is that in the world that you and I live in today, the game is the same, but the rules have changed. I'm so happy that you came, because for you to come and invest time, it means that you are really very interested in becoming different and changing the narrative of your life, because a lot of people don't have respect for intellectual property. They would rather spend money on things that do not really matter instead of spending money on themselves. And I'm so convinced that by virtue of what we have heard and what we'll yet hear, you're going to be a testimony. So I want to talk to us about the new rules of money. In the world that you and I live in today, the game is the same, but the rules have changed. And a lot of people find themselves being frustrated because they keep trying stuff that they think will work, and it's not working for them, and they are wondering, is it that the village people are after me? So you need to understand that whether it's in the world of finances or in the world of relationship or in different aspects of life, the world that we live in is a constantly changing world. And you need to continue to learn, unlearn, and relearn if you're going to remain relevant in our world today. So it's very, very important for you as an individual to know that in this world of money, the game is the same, but the rules have changed. And there are 8 new rules of money that I want to talk to us about within the brevity of time that is available to me. Number 1, knowledge is the new money. Knowledge is the new money. In the world that you and I live in today, those who know rule over those who do not know. If you are not informed, you will be deformed. If you are not inspired, you will expire. If you are not updated, you will become outdated. Those who know rule over those who do not know. What you know determines how far you go, because information is the key to transformation. When you sit down in a meeting like this, listening to all the speakers as they were bringing forth information, as they were sharing different things with you, thoughts and ideas were flowing. All you need to do is to know what you did not know before now, get out of this place and do what you need to do with what you know, so that you can go to where you have never been to before. So it's very, very important for you as an individual to realize and recognize that knowledge is the new money. In this world today, it's all about knowledge. I remember when I started out in the journey of wealth creation in 1998. I started going to the UK in 1997, and every time I go into the UK, I started doing business in the UK. I was a major supplier of books and videos and all stuff to different stores in Peckham, all over the UK. If you know anybody in the UK between 1998 and 2003 that were into anything that selling of own videos, selling of books, Christian materials, when you ask for Olumide, I was a major supplier. But guess what? Every time I'm traveling to the UK, I will travel with 10 bags, 15 bags, and when I get there, I will spend 2-3 hours with customers settling different things. But within those 5 years, I was also upgrading myself in the part of information. And then many years later, I will never forget, I think it was 2002 or 2003, I went to the UK to speak. I'd been invited to come and do a training for an organization. They paid for my business class ticket, they paid for my hotel, and I charged them £10,000, and they paid in advance. So I was going into the UK, they paid £10,000 into my account for a 2-day weekend training. It was a Friday and Saturday, and I came in on a Thursday. And when I was coming into the UK, I had just my jacket bag with me. And when I got to the airport, you have one door that says something to declare, and you have the other door that says nothing to declare. And in those days, when I used to do that business, I used to pass through something to declare, because even though the books were not taxable, the CDs were taxable, I had to do all that. So this particular day, I was going to nothing to declare, and as I was going, it just dropped. And it was like, okay, why are you passing through nothing to declare? And I'm like, oh, I don't have bags. He said, but you are coming to declare something. I said, yes. And it just dawned on me. He said, do you know that they have paid you £10,000 already, and you have not yet said anything? He said, now, what is the difference between the time you used to carry Ghana Must Go and go from one train station to the other? He said, what's the difference between then and now? He said, the difference is knowledge. He said, now you are not selling goods and services, you are selling information. You see, and now you don't need to carry big bag, you don't need to carry anything. You are coming in now, but you are making more money with information than when you were carrying bags around. And I go, wow. So knowledge is the new money. So it's very, very important for you to realize that every time you see an opportunity to learn, please do everything you can to go and learn, because the money of today is no more what you think money was. If you read the School of Money book, you will see how that we have transcended. It used to be the agrarian age, then became the industrial age, and the rich people of today, they are not the people that have factories and industries. No. The rich people of today are those that are selling information and ideas. The top companies in the world today, from Google to Amazon, what are they selling? So it's all about knowledge. Number 2, you must learn how to use debt. You must learn how to use that. The second new rule is you must learn how to use that. You see, when a poor man, Ali Baba was just amazing. Wow, 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 wow. When a poor man hears death or will, or they just shut down, death, and the richest man in Africa today is Dangote, and he's a debtor. Dangote is owing banks millions of dollars, yet he's the richest man. How? It's because there are different kinds of debt. There is good debt, there is bad debt, and there is no debt. Now, good debt is a leverage, bad debt is a bondage. But you see, the problem with the poor is that they embrace bad debt. And because they have embraced bad debt and they have been bound by bad debt, because the borrower is always the servant to the lender in bad debt, they now turn around to say, I don't want to owe anybody, owe no one nothing. But they don't realize that good debt is a leverage. Using other people's money helps you to move faster instead of waiting for your own money. And that's why you find out that the rich and wealthy people, they still have bank loans. Why? Because they have realized, instead of using my hard-earned cash, why not leverage on the money of people that don't have knowledge? Because they don't have knowledge, they put their money in the bank thinking it's security. So since they don't have knowledge of what to do with their money, let me help them spend their money to make more money for myself. Hello? Let me tell you the easiest one, the lowest hanging fruit. Do you know that many of you have worked in companies before where you have opportunity to collect staff loan, interest free, you never collected? Why? You were afraid. But guess what? If you had collected the staff loan, they would have been deducting the money from your salary. That is advanced savings. You did not collect the loan. Even you collected salary, you still could not save. The loan will have helped you to save by fire, by force. You could have collected the staff loan. You could have bought Uber Corolla, and that one will be working for you, and you will still be collecting your salary. You could have collected the staff loan and opened a barbing salon or opened a hairdressing salon, and that will be working for you. Why? But I don't want to hire anybody. Now you have left a company that was giving you free loan. You are now in a company where there is no staff loan, there is nothing. To get 30,000, you now discover how difficult it is to see somebody to borrow you money. So the new rule of money is what? Learn how to use what? Debt. So when you have an opportunity to access funds, and you know what to do with the funds. If you are accessing funds at 5%, 9%, 11%, 15%, and you know what to do with the funds that can give you 20, 25, 30, 40%, what do? You take the fund, you invest it, the return from your investment, we pay for the fund, and then you move on. Turn to your number, say, I'm learning. Number 3, you must learn how to control and manage your cash flow. You must learn how to control and manage your cash flow. Cash flow is the lifeblood of any individual and the lifeblood of businesses. So you must learn how to control cash flow. Now listen and listen well. Even a profitable business can go bankrupt when there is no cash flow. And I say a lot of people, they make money, but because they don't know how to manage the money, they are not able to multiply the money, and they end up in debt. Listen and listen well. It is not how much you make that matters. It is what you do with what you make that matters. And if you don't know how to manage your cash flow, you will not know how to balance between your income and your expenditure. And once your expenditure is greater than your income, your upkeep will become your downfall. So you need to sit down and know how to manage cash flow. And in cash flow management, it begins with number 1, proper documentation. You must be able to document and track down every income and every expenditure in your life. When you're able to sit down to document every income and expenditure, you will know where your income comes from. And you'll be able to make intentional and strategic decisions about increasing your income. When you have a documentation of your expenditure, you will know what are the dead weights that are taking your expenditure. Deborah was talking about settling down for things that does not profit you, just because you are falling in love with an idea that is not producing money. Instead of you moving forward, you are so much in love with an idea that you should shut down. How will it be said that I shut it down? Listen to me. I'm standing before you right now. In the course of my lifetime, I have done about 14 different businesses. About 11 of them has failed. That has gone bankrupt completely. But let me tell you something. If you have one master breakthrough, it will cover for everything else. So it's very, very important to know that everybody you are looking at today, if they start telling you their story, they will tell you of things they have shut down, things that didn't work. So you must understand how to manage your cash flow. And it begins with that documentation. I can show you one of the organizations we started 26 years ago that is now a global organization. I can show you December 1995. I can show you the book of the income from 1995 to date. I can show you the book of expenditure to date. In my personal life, since 1997, Timothy is here, they have seen the book. Since 1997, I've showed them. Since 1997, every income that has entered my life, I can show you. All the books are in my house. Every expenditure since 1997, I can show you. And that is why I always have a better year. You know why? I sit down and I say, okay, this year now, okay, you mean all this labor. Now only this one I produce. I feel like say this is a waste of time. Oh, this one are welfare, this one are charity. Okay, you mean you mean this much? Okay, Pareto, 80-20. So if this is what is bringing more money, next year, let me focus on this one. By the next year, I focus more on what is bringing money and I spend less time on what is not producing money. Then I come to the expenditure column and I say, you mean this thing is costing me this much? Devourer lele you. So he said, devourer, I can't do this anymore. Because many times when people are thinking of getting rich and getting wealthy, they're always thinking of having more income or increasing their income. Reducing your expenditure will make you more wealthy without any extra income. Just reducing your expenditure. Because for many people, the problem is too much expenditure. They enter into what we call the Parkinson's disease. You know, the Parkinson's law says that expenditure will always rise up to meet with income. And that's the problem for many people. So what is number one? What is number two? What is number three? What is number four? If you prepare for bad times, you will always have good times. If you prepare for bad times, you will always have good times. For many years, we have said it over and over again. You must have a minimum of 6 to 8 months of your living expenses saved up in cash, so that if you lose your job or you get into a crisis, at least there will be something to keep you for 6 months before you suffer. Then COVID came. And all those that did not listen, when COVID came, they suddenly got a revelation. Because if you refuse to learn by revelation, you will learn by experience. If you refuse to learn through the information of others or through the experience of others, you will have to learn from your own experience. So COVID came and people realized that those who thought they were rich, they were not rich. Those who thought they were sorted out, they were not sorted out. Those who thought they were secure, they were not secure. Why? Because they didn't prepare for bad time. Listen, there's something called wealth cycle. Wealth cycle. You see, wealth cycle is one of the things that has been established. If you look back, you will realize that the world moves in cycle of wealth and poverty. Wealth and poverty. So there's always 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine, 7 years of plenty, and that's the way it is. So you will not always have everything working every time. But if you do the right things in the days of plenty, you save, you invest. When the days of famine come, you will not be a part of the famine, because what you have saved in the years of plenty will take care of you in the years of famine. That's the way it works. So it's wealth cycle. And many people don't realize that wealth cycle is not negative, it's actually positive. You see, in agriculture, there's what we call bush fallowing. Bush fallowing is a process where if you have planted on a particular land for so long, you leave it for between 3 to 4 years. You leave it fallow so that it can gather fresh nutrients. So that when you now start planting on it again, it will begin to produce more harvest. So that's the same way. Nobody reigns forever except the Creator. So when the season of crisis and the season of trouble comes, crisis creates opportunities. So every time we get into famine period, it's not really a famine period, it's a rearrangement period. It's so that a new realm, a new crop, a new generation of millionaires and billionaires will take the baton from those that have been doing it and emerge. But because people do not know, when problems come, they allow the external problem to become their internal problem. And when problem becomes internalized, you can't move forward, you become demobilized. So what you don't realize that that problem is actually an opportunity for you to create wealth. So it's very, very important for you to know, if you prepare for bad times, what happens? You will always have good times. So you may look back now and say, oh, COVID has gone. Oh, thank God, things are getting better. Listen to me, there will be another time when there will be another issue. Number 5, there's the need for speed and automation. There's the need for speed. There's the need for speed. Whatever you are doing now, if you are not thinking of automating what you are doing, you have expired already. There's the need for speed. So whatever you are doing now, you cannot be analog in a digital age. Whatever you are doing, no matter what the business is, start thinking, how can I automate this thing? How can I bring it to a level where it will be faster than it used to be? Because let me tell you something, even in the midst of COVID, even in the midst of lockdown, there are people that continue to make money because before the crisis, they have automated their business. So wherever they were able to continue to do business because their business have been automated. When you don't understand the importance of speed, you're going to get into trouble. If you know the banking, the process of banking in Nigeria, you realize that there was a time when if you had to go to bank, you have to go and queue. You have to take tally number. You go in the morning, collect the number, go to work, and then go in the afternoon. It has not reached your number yet. Now, then a group of young people came up and they started modern day banking. But today, you don't even need to go to any bank. You don't even to physically go anywhere. So you can actually, we now have fintech all over, and you can sit down and on your palm with your mobile phone, you can transact business globally. It's now faster and cheaper and more profitable. So anything you are doing, one of the new rules of money is what? You must make everything faster, automate it. So whatever you are doing, think of how you can automate it. Think of how you can bring it to a level where it will move faster than you doing it manually. Number 6, learn the language of money. Learn the language of money. Every industry has a language. Every industry has what? Has a language. What is the language of money? You as an individual, if you want to make money, nobody feels comfortable around people that don't understand them. So if you don't understand money and you don't understand the language of money, how can you become wealthy? Now, let me give you a practical experience. Do we have any Igbo person here or Hausa that does not understand Yoruba? Anybody? You don't understand Yoruba? Okay, please come. Please come. Now, she's in World Summit, Sako, on the mic. So she does not understand Yoruba. But excuse me, ma'am. I'm going to now speak in Yoruba from now, so just take the mic. Ibolengbe. Kí lorúkọ yín? Mi ò gbọ́ Yorùbá. Now, because of time, let me do this. Now, mo fẹ́ kẹ́ wá fi ọwọ́ sínú àpò mi. Gbogbo owó tó wà ńbẹ̀ mo fún yín kẹ́ máa mú lọ. Ẹ gbọ́ ni, alámì òróró mà ni mi. Mi ò ń parọ́ o. Àní kẹ́ máa bọ̀ kẹ́ fọwọ́ sápò mi. Owó Olúwa wà ńbẹ̀. Owó òkè òkun ó wà ńbẹ̀. Ó wà lápò mi mo ṣe wáyé wọ́. Ẹ wá fọwọ́ sápò mi. Gbogbo owó tó wà ńbẹ̀ mo fún yín kẹ́ máa mú lọ. Now, those of you that understand Yoruba, how are you feeling? Now, now you know what I said. So let me go to English. You know what I said? I said you should come to the altar, put your hands in my pocket, and whatever you see is yours. Now you see, I told you, I said, look, I've got Nigerian naira, I've got foreign currency in my pocket. All you need to do is to put your hands there and get it, and it's yours. But you didn't respond. You know why? You don't understand Yoruba language. So there is money, but do you understand the language of money? So when somebody tells you return on investment, you just say, okay, so what's the ROI? You are looking, ROI Guinea, because you don't understand. So you need to understand the language of money. Every industry has languages. Now, when you go, have you ever gone to the hospital before? You met with a doctor or physician, and then they scribble something on a paper that looked like Latin and looked like Chinese. And when they say, so go and see the pharmacy, and you were looking, okay, what is this one? You don't understand because you don't understand that. But when you go to the pharmacist and handed it over to the pharmacist, you say, okay, Septrain, okay, so they'll begin to bring it and say, what? There is a language. So you need to understand the language of money. What is money? Where does money hide? What is income? What is expenditure? What is asset? What is cash flow? You need to understand all this so that when you are in the realm of money and you are talking the language of money, money knows that you understand it. Money will flow towards you and gravitate towards you because you are in the same category. Hello? So you must learn the language of money. I suffered for this many, many years ago, about 24 years ago. 25 years ago, we rented an apartment. We rented a small warehouse. And then the warehouse had a large expanse of land in front of it. And when you are poor, like Ali Baba was saying, your mentality, you say, what am I going to pay a lawyer for? Nobody to just write something. So all of a sudden, the man says, so are you going to, bring your lawyer? I say, we don't have a lawyer. We can't pay lawyer. Just do it. So the guy did an agreement. I read everything. And from my knowledge, I said, I go school now. Nobody to just read. I read everything. And I signed. So we built a massive auditorium on the vacant land in front. And powerful flags, glass house, everything. And then a few years down the line, the guy decided to say, look, you guys are too big. I want you to go. So we were still having like 2 years on our lease. We had built another cathedral. So he said, since you have built another one, go, leave this. I said, it's our own. We still have 2 years. We want to do something. To cut a long story short, the man decided to do some stuff. I said, okay, we are moving, no problem. So I said, okay, but as we are moving, everything that we did here, we are going to remove everything and go. The man was just laughing. He was just laughing. I said, we still have 2 years here, and we're going to pack everything. He said, Pastor, what do you call yourself? He said, you better go and read your agreement. Apotenancy. I was like, what English is it? He said, you better go and read your contract very well. So now, by that time, we had the lawyer. I said, lawyer, when the lawyer read the agreement that I signed, he said, sir, which lawyer? I said, we're just starting that time. No lawyer. He said, sir, you can't touch anything there. He said, look at it, the apotenances. I said, what's apotenancy? I said, I read it now. Apotenancy, what's that? Tenancy? He said, no. Apotenancy means that this land I'm giving you, whatever you build on it, whenever you are going, you will leave it. It's my own. You will give me. I say, hell! Because I did not understand legal language. So many times, penny wise, pound foolish. If I had gotten a lawyer then, I would not have been in that trouble. So it's very, very important for you to understand the language of money. Number 7, life is a team sport. So develop your team. Life is a team sport. Develop your team. What do I mean by that? Listen and listen well. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. In this world, though, even Lone Ranger, Atonto, nobody goes alone. Many times we miss it because we don't realize that in this life, it's not only about what you know, it's who you know. You need to have the right people in your network because your net worth is determined by your network. So life is a team sport. So if I'm to ask you now, who is in your clan? Who is in your community? So when they are telling you to join the community, you better join. When they are telling you to join the network, you better join. Why? Because if you are moving with the right kind of people and you have the right kind of people on your team, it will help you to go far. So if you read the School of Money book, you will see the list of people that you need. You need a spiritual covering over your life. Because in this world, you are either in the secret cult or you are in the secret place and everybody is using something. Everybody. So you better be sure that what you are using is the one that will work. Everybody's using something. So, and then you need a life coach or a mentor that will guide you, that will lead you, that will instruct you, because you never know. They are sitting down here right now. They will tell you stories. One still happened. I was still talking with you. One still happened recently. They will tell you stories of moves they were about to make, things they were about to do. That just one focus. Sir, we are thinking of this. What do you think? I said, forget it. It's not going to work. Don't try it. Okay, move. And they'll come and say, we didn't. Timothy called me just about 2 weeks ago. They've gotten a major property, powerful location, everything was going on fine. And when the MD came to see him and said, sir, we have gotten this. He said, no problem, let me call my mentor. And he called me. He said, sir, they have come, this, that. I said, forget it. I said, forget it. I said, yes, location, good. Price, good. I said, but that location has a problem that only those that know. I said, every 2 to 3 years, when flood comes, you will be crying. I said, I have a property in that place we are talking about. I have 2 apartments there. I said, in 2018, all the tenants packed out. The water was to the roof. I gave him so. I said, so don't try it. And guess what? That was about 2 weeks ago. Just 3 days on the 7th, 3 days ago, they have opened the water. And they sent us a video that they have opened the dam. Oh, the water is coming. Oh, so I said, what I was telling you 2 weeks ago, see it on WhatsApp. I said, oh, they have opened the water. If he did not seek counsel and call his mentor and thought, I'm now a billionaire, I'm a CEO, I can do it by myself, he will have entered and water will come. They will be doing medicine after death. So it's very, very important for you to. Then you need to have a physician. I can never be sick. Many of the rich people you see, they have nutritionists. There are people that tell them what to eat, what not to eat. There are people that get. It doesn't mean you will employ them, but just have these people around you. You need a tax consultant. When tax people enter you for Nigeria, you will know they don't have record though. We have paid VAT before for years, and they stamp and stamp and sign and stamp, and then they write you a letter that you have not paid VAT for 2 years, and they were signing every month until you will now bring your own record to say, okay. What if you don't have that record? Hello, tax people have written us letter to do a tax audit of a company that did not exist. We registered the company in 2015. They said they want to do tax audit from 2014 to 2015. And the company, 2014 to 2016, 5-year audit for a company that was 1 year old. They don't have record. So if you don't have a tax consultant, you might be in trouble. You need a media consultant, a PR consultant, a branding consultant. So you need all these people on your team. You need a marketing person. So life is a team sport. Develop your team. No matter how big you become, you need people that can look in the face and say, well, shut up, sit down there, forget that, what nonsense. I say that there. You need people like that. As big as I have friends. They'll just say, they will just sit me down. My wife, we always talk about one of my friends. And my wife will tell me, say, you know why I love this, your friend? He said, out of many of your friends, all these men of God, he said, this one, I love the way he calls you Olu. He doesn't put pastor, he doesn't put doctor. And when he's talking to say, hey, Olubagbe, he will tell you, he said, that's why I love this, your friend. He said, because all this friendship of, man of God, he said, these people that have known you when you were nobody. And even after you are, because of they too, they are somebody. And they say, Olubagbe. He said, I like this one. That's why I'm closer to this one than all these other men of government. He said, this one, hey, these are the people that can tell you things, so that if you are me, I'll just call you, talk to your friend. Finally, no, I've given you 7, right? Number 8, finally, learn how to print your own money. Yes, so. You see, what are you talking about? You see these books, they are my own. I have printed money. You see this pack, it's my own. I have printed money. You see this audio program, it's my own. I have printed money. You see this wealth creation pack, it's my own. I have printed money. Learn how to print money. What does it mean to print money? Come up with your own products and services. That is one thing you need to. So the new rule of money now is that you must have your own product and service. Learn how to print your own money. Stop being so proud and arrogant because you can afford somebody else's money that they are printed. I wear Gucci, I wear Louis Vuitton, I wear Ferragamo, I wear all those things you are calling somebody's name. Oh, Range Rover, I drive Range Rover Sport. When will you do something that people will be proud of? That they will buy. Those are other people's brainchild. Why has your own brain not given birth to any child? So you need to sit down and begin to print your own money. Do you know how much? You see, in business, we have what we call forward integration, backward integration. Sit down and ask yourself, what is it that is taking most of my money away? Can I begin to do backward integration so that I will not be spending that money to other people and have it for myself? You heard Debola also say it. When you have the content and then you begin to produce your own. It's very, very important to start printing your own money. Have your own products, have your own service, have something that is your brainchild. And you know what I love about copyright and patent right? Is the fact that they give you 100 years. When you write a book now, you have 100 years to enjoy the book. And after 100 years, it goes into public domain. Because even though there are many people on earth, the very minute you are able to come up with an invention or author something or print something, the entire universe acknowledges that you have done something. So they will say, we give you 100 years for you to enjoy this thing. And after that, other people can come and begin to enjoy. So it's very, very important for you to live here now and begin to think of how you can explore all the things that we have shared, because that is the new rule of money. There is nothing wrong working to earn a salary, but if salary alone is all you depend on, your possibility of becoming rich and wealthy is very slim. You need to eradicate entitlement mentality. Nobody owes you anything. You need to eradicate entitlement mentality. Every reason you give for being where you are, somebody else has the same reason, but they are not where you are. You meet them in one point in their life and they tell you, oh, I'm into IT. And then 2 years later, when you meet them, so I'm into importation. 2 years later, when you meet them now, they say, I'm into crypto. 2 years later, I'm now a pastor. And you are wondering, what exactly do you do for a living? You have no excuse to be a failure. All this entitlement mentality, it's our breadwinner. Who told you not to start your own bakery? I want to talk to you about developing investment mentality. Developing investment mentality. Now, it's very, very important for us to realize that in the world that we live in today, there is no man, no woman that is born with everything that they require to be all that they are supposed to be. It therefore means that if you're going to be the best version of yourself and maximize your possibilities in life, it means that there are some things that you have to be conscious and intentional about developing and making happen in your life. And that's where the subject of investment mentality comes in. A lot of people want to be wealthy. A lot of people want to be able to create wealth, but they don't have the right kind of mindset that will help them to become wealthy. When you begin to study poverty and decode poverty, you realize that poverty is a spirit, poverty is a mindset, poverty is an habit, poverty is a lifestyle, and poverty is a state. When you meet someone, the first thing you see that helps you to know that they are poor is that you find them in a state of poverty. In that state of poverty is a state of lack, hardship, and insufficiency. But most of the time, especially when you attack it from the religious point of view, you find out that when you see people in a state of poverty, the religious tendency people have is to go straight to the spirit and begin to deal with what they consider to be the spirit of poverty. But you need to understand that one of the major reasons why people are poor is not really about the spirit, but it's about the mindset of poverty. Because what happens is that poverty is installed as a software in the minds of people, and it becomes a program that runs their life. So you need to understand that when it comes to the subject of poverty, ignorance is not a demon. You can't cast it out. The only way that someone can be free is for them to come into a place of enlightenment where light comes and dispels darkness. And one of the things that needs to happen in the life of an individual to help them to break the shackle of poverty and build the systems that will help them to become wealthy is that they understand the importance of developing investment mentality, because that becomes the engine that triggers every other thing in your life. And not the word developing investment mentality. It means that it's not something that is there. It's something that you have to consciously and intentionally develop in order for it to become a reality. Many people are poor today. Many people are suffering lack and hardship today because they don't have investment mentality. And the reason why they don't have investment mentality is because there are a lot of toxic mindsets that are prevalent in their lives, and these toxic mindsets have choked the possibility of them developing investment mentality. So if you're going to develop investment mentality, the first thing that you would need to do will be to eliminate the toxic mentalities that exist in your life. There are 5 toxic mindsets that needs to be eradicated. Somebody say 5. There are 5 toxic mindsets that needs to be eradicated if you are going to develop investment mentality. I'm going to run through that very fast and then we'll move on. Number 1, you have to eradicate consumer mentality. You have to eradicate consumer mentality. If you have a consumer mindset, the Nino Lowo kind of mindset, money for spending kind of mindset, you're not going to become prosperous. Because every money that comes into your hand, every money that comes into your life, the first thing you're going to do is to think of how to spend it. So we have a lot of people today that are poor because every money that comes into their life, they just consume and consume and consume and consume. God created only one world, yet we have third world nation. And God did not create 3 worlds. So how come we have nations that are called third world nations and God only created one world? Nations are rated based on their ability to produce or to consume. So producer nations are first world nations. Consumer nations are third world nations because they consume more than they produce. It therefore also means that when you are more of a consumer than a producer, you are a third world person. You are a third rated person. So the first mindset that needs to go is you must eradicate consumer mentality. Money comes into your hand and all you are thinking is what to spend the money on, not what to invest the money on. That's an error. So you see a lot of people today, that's the first thing that needs to go. The second thing that needs to go, the second mindset is called nomadic mentality. Nomadic mentality. Nomadic mentality is the mindset of nomads. You see, nomads are cattle rearers and they don't have a fixed address, neither do they plant anything. But what do you see about nomads? They go from place to place, grazing what other people have planted. They don't have a fixed address, so you can't identify or locate them. And that's the way some people operate. They operate on what I call a vagabond spirit. They are going from place to place, job to job, career to career. They are not able to stay focused on one thing enough to produce results. And that needs to go. Many of you are sitting down here right now. You've probably been in the marketplace working for the past 10 years or 15 years. But you'll be amazed to know that some people are in the marketplace for the last 10 to 15 years, but they have been involved in 7 careers. And then you're asking yourself, how do you expect to be successful in something that you're not focused on, in something that you're not committed to? And that's the problem. So you meet some people, even in business, we have those serial entrepreneurs. You meet them in one point in their life and they tell you, oh, I'm into IT. And then 2 years later, when you meet them, so I'm into importation. 2 years later, when you meet them now, they say, I'm into crypto. 2 years later, I'm now a pastor. And you're wondering, what exactly do you do for a living? You are just jumping from place to place like a vagabond. So that nomadic mindset, it's a problem. And people go from place to place and it becomes a major challenge. The third mindset that needs to go is civil or salary mindset. Civil or salary mindset. You have a lot of people in our world today that are civil servants or they are public servants. And now please listen and listen well. There is nothing wrong working to earn a salary. But if salary alone is all you depend on, your possibility of becoming rich and wealthy is very slim. And you need to understand that when you are a prisoner, whether your handcuff is made of wood or silver or gold, handcuff is handcuff. To be rejoicing that your own handcuff is made up of gold is like slaves who love their chains. So it's very, very important for us to eradicate civil or salary mentality. There are a lot of people that just want salary. Oh, they need to increase my salary. They need to increase my salary. Listen and listen well. There is nobody that can pay you your true worth. There is nobody that can pay you your true worth. So if all you are looking for is salary, you are jumping from play. Oh, if they can just increase my salary, if they can just, I'm like, who did this to you? When you go around the world, I see this thing happening. When you go around the world, you realize that Asians and Jews, when Asians and Jews relocate into the Western world, most of them go to start a business. But when Africans relocate to the Western world, they go to look for a job. And some of them are doing 2, 3, 4 jobs, and they are proud in their conclave bondage. And he telling me, I'm getting my second job. I do 2, 3, 4 jobs. I've got to pay bills. I've got to pay bills. And I'm asking myself, hello, do you realize you are in a capitalist environment? And capitalism is not built for salary earners, but it's built for entrepreneurs and investors. Do you know you are in a capitalist environment and salary and earned income is the lowest level of income that is highly taxed? And all this, your 2, 3, 4 job is actually moving you into a higher tax bracket. And there are many people like that today. Oh, salary, salary. And all they do is to continue to dangle the golden coin in front of you, and 20, 30 years after, you are still in the same bus stop. I just rushed out of a meeting. We're holding our annual conclave summit under the billionaires conclave right now, but I quickly rushed out to be here so that I can rush back. But yesterday, one of the things we did was to have an open house session, and we're talking about redefining education and a lot of stuff. And a young man stood up yesterday and he said his father worked in the Nigerian Navy for 32 years. And the father wanted every one of them to be in the Navy. But he made up his mind that he was not going to do that. Why? Because after 32 years in the Navy, the father was given 3,280,000 as his gratuity and retirement benefit. And he told himself, after 32 years, this is what you got. He said the first day he wrote a check of 10 million. He was crying because he was writing in one day what his father took 33 years to get. There is nothing wrong in any salary, but if you depend on salary alone, it's a problem. The fourth mindset that needs to be eradicated is materialism mindset. Materialism mindset. A lot of people are so materialistic in the world, that so much materialism. You see a lot of people posing and just doing things that does not work. And I'm asking myself, why are you doing this? You have money, you are just so materialistic. You want to buy shoes, you want to buy clothes, and you don't have any investment. You see a lot of people, they are wearing bone straight, their life is not straight. You are fixing eyelashes, you are fixing nails, and you cannot fix your life. You see a lot of people, they have 3 handsets like a 419, yet you are not an investor in any of the telecom industry. I love shoes, I love shoes. If you love shoes, manufacture shoe. If you love shoe, produce shoe. If you love shoe, design shoe. You are wearing bag and shoe to match. Your destiny is not matching your bank account. And you are wondering, who did this to you? You see a lot of people, young men today, they are carrying 3 handsets like 419, 3 plot of land you don't have. You are going to the gym every day, bearded gang, 6-pack, you don't have 6 figure, you don't have 6 plot of land. Why? Materialism. And in the world that we live in today, you realize that empty barrel makes the loudest noise. And a lot of people that are supposed to be focused on building wealth, they have allowed themselves to be swayed by jobless people with 200 naira airtime making noise on social media. Number 5, you need to eradicate entitlement mentality. Nobody owes you anything. You need to eradicate entitlement mentality. Every reason you give for being where you are, somebody else has the same reason, but they are not where you are. Oh, it's because I'm a woman. There are many women that are billionaires. It's because I'm a youth. There are many youth that are billionaires. It's because I'm an orphan. There are many orphans that are millionaires. It's because the government is bad. There are many people in bad government that are making money. So what excuse do you have? You have no excuse to be a failure. All this entitlement mentality. It's our breadwinner. Who told you not to start your own bakery? We are always looking for somebody to blame. We are always looking for somebody to be responsible. When the student passes, you say, I passed. When the student failed, you say, the lecturer failed me. So these are toxic mindsets that needs to go. But once this toxic mindset then goes, the next thing that then needs to happen is you now need to develop investment mentality. What is investment mentality? I give you 3 definitions. Number 1, investment mentality is a mindset that is concerned about the multiplication of all that you have. Investment mentality is a mindset that is concerned about the multiplication of all that you have. So when you have investment mentality and you have 100,000, you are thinking, what can I do to turn this 100,000 to 300,000? When you have 1 million, you are thinking, what can I do to turn this 1 million to 5 million? Why? Because the thought of the diligent tends only to plenteousness. Number 2, investment mentality is a mindset that is concerned about the acquisition of assets and not liabilities. A lot of us are poor because our lives are filled with liabilities instead of assets. Your bungalow is in your wardrobe. All the money you are supposed to have used to build houses, you have used it to buy clothes that you cannot wear. Listing and listing well. How many times have you bought clothes, bought shoes, thinking that people will be impressed and they are not even aware? And you are the one saying, yeah, you didn't see anything about my shoe. Say, you buy shoe. Listen to me, you are not a breaking news. People are busy with their life. Nobody is interested in what you are wasting your life on. So you need to acquire asset, not liability. What is an asset? An asset is anything that appreciates in value. What's an asset? An asset is anything that produces cash flow. What's a liability? A liability is anything that depreciates in value. What's a liability? A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. So sit down and do an inventory of your life. Is your life full of assets or liability? Number 3, what's investment mentality? Investment mentality is a mindset that is concerned about bringing you to a level in your life where you will no more work for money, but money will work for you. There is nothing wrong working for money. We all probably have to start out there, but you need to have an exit plan. You need to have a plan to tell yourself, by the time I'm 30, by the time I'm 40, by the time I'm this age, I need to exit this realm. So that instead of you working hard for money, money will be working hard for you. And that's the realm that you need to move into. So as we begin to move into the end of my discourse with you today, let's try to answer some questions. Question 1, do you have investment mentality? Do you have investment mentality? You need to ask yourself. Now let me help you get an answer to the question. What do you do with your money? Because everybody makes money. No matter how poor you think you are, everybody makes money. But there are only 3 things you can do with money. 3 things. Number 1, you can waste it. Number 2, you can spend it. Number 3, you can invest it. Repeat after me. Waste, spend, invest. Say it again. Waste, spend, invest. So if you don't know what you are doing with money, evaluate yourself based on these 3 levels. Foolish people waste money. Average people spend money. Wise people invest money. Repeat after me. Foolish people waste money. Average people spend money. Wise people invest money. So now let me ask your neighbor now, are you a fool? Or are you an average person? Or are you wise? So once you are a waster, every money that comes, you are wasting it. You are operating in foolishness. And that's what. Do you have investment mentality? Evaluate yourself. If nobody is telling you the truth, tell yourself the truth. Listen to me. When you become successful, everybody wants to investigate the source of your prosperity. Hey, what did you do to get money? What did she do to get money? But when you are poor, nobody investigates the source of your poverty. Nobody investigates the source of your poverty. That is your responsibility to ask yourself, why was my grandfather poor? Why was my father poor? Why are we poor in our family? You sit down, you ask yourself, your grandfather worked in Nigerian Railway, your father worked in Nigerian Airways, now you are in NIPOS. A generation of civil servants, and you now say, okay, this is the problem. Your grandfather was a tenant, your father is a tenant, you are a tenant. You say, okay, this is the problem. You need to do the investigation by yourself. As I close, second question. When you die, how will your death be announced? Because everybody will die. Even if you die at 95. Someone that died at the age of 96 a few years ago with 8 children. And two of the children happened to be within my network. And one of them called me and said, Papa, I lost my dad, and they have gathered the family together, and we need to put money together. And the one that they booked for me to pay is 600,000. And you know I don't have money. What can you do to help me? A 96-year-old man died, and the children have to be going into debt to bury a 96-year-old man. A man that spent almost a century on earth, nothing to share. They were sharing debts. How will your death be announced? There are 2 ways to announce death. Choose one. When you hear this announcement, with deep sorrow of heart, we announce the sudden demise. Every time you hear deep sorrow, a poor man has died. Every time you hear sudden demise, a poor man has died. Even if he died at 80, it's sudden. Because they are still waiting for him to blow. They are still waiting for him to blow. Now, by the time you hear he survived by children, when you go for that burial, you will see weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. You will see people crying. You will see the wife. They'll be holding her. Sorry. But if you look very well, you realize that woman is crying. The man most likely have 6 or 8 children, because poor people give birth to children like sardine, as if they're trying to win an award. If this one don't make up, this one go make up. Your children are not your retirement plan. They're not your retirement plan. But guess what? If you look very well, you will realize that there is one side chick somewhere with another small baby. The useless man is a side cock with a side chick. By the time you now finally go to the house, you will see the family will descend on the woman. Hey, you killed our son. You are the one that killed our son. We are going to shave your hair. Come to the village and drink water. Person with poverty killed them, because the wife killed him. But there's another way to announce that. With gratitude to God for a life well spent. We announce the passing into glory. Whenever you hear that announcement, with gratitude to God, rich man don't die. Passing into glory, rich man don't die. It's not a poor man. We announce the passing into glory. By the time you go to that burial, nobody's crying. Nobody's crying. You will get there, you will see the widow. The widow will stand with designer suits, Louis Vuitton bag, Fellini shoe, police eyeglasses, and Gucci silk scarf. Only 2 children. One came from London, the other one came from Canada. And you see, nobody's crying, no. You just see the woman like that. Why must she cry? What are they crying for? The man that died had 5 houses in London, 2 in America, 8 in Canada, 42 in Nigeria, 3 billion naira in fixed deposit, $1.2 million. Why are you crying? Crying for what? The man has died for them to enjoy. By the time the burial is done, when you go to the house to look for the woman, it's Megad you will meet. Madam, you don't go Canada, you go rest. Madam, you don't go Canada, you go rest. Is it that kind of woman? You will now say she should come to the village. You want to shave her head. She's the one that killed your son. Where you get the boldness? I declare over your life, you will die well. Bye-bye. God bless you. Once you learn to quit, it becomes an habit. Because you have quitted once. Before you know it, quitting becomes a part of your life. Hello? Quitting becomes what? A part of life. And then you begin to look for theories to validate your quitting, and theories to support your inconsistency. So people of God, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. So today we'll move straight into the law of consistency. The law of consistency. Motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you going. Motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you going. So it's not just to say I'm being motivated, I'm motivated. You can be motivated, but if you are not consistent to continue to move, you will not be able to arrive at the destination that you need to arrive in. So the hallmark of excellence and the test of greatness is what? Consistency. Consistency is consistency. One of the amazing parts of the scriptures is where the Bible in the book of Ezekiel says, if a man all through his life has been doing evil, consistently doing evil, and one day he decides to say, I want to stop evil and do good, and he dies in his good, all the evil he has done is forgotten. But if a man has been consistently doing good, and one day say, I'm tired, this one life is too much, and say, let me just try evil once, and dies in that evil, so all the good he has done will be forgotten. Consistency. It is only those who endure to the end that shall be saved. Consistency. So how do you grow in consistency? Because consistency is very, very important if you are going to be the best version of yourself and maximize your possibility. So if you want to become more disciplined and consistent in your performance, you need to become more disciplined and consistent in your growth. If you want to become more disciplined and consistent in your performance, you need to become more disciplined and consistent in your growth. So as you continue to grow, your performance will grow, your effectiveness will grow, your efficiency will grow. So if you don't grow, things don't grow. So many times you are expecting the things around you to grow, but you are the one that needs to grow so that those things can grow, because you are a major determinant factor of the success equation of your life. So how do you grow in consistency? It is by knowing what to do, how to do it, why you should do it, and when you should do it. So you need to know the what, the how, the why, and the when of personal improvement. And we're going to explore them one by one. So you need to get up every morning with the determination that if you want to go to bed at night with satisfaction. So you need to wake up every morning with determination if you want to go to bed with satisfaction. So when you wake up, you determine, this is a day that the Lord has made. Today is a brighter day. I'll be better today than I was yesterday. And you set the day in order, command the morning, and activate the supernatural to answer. Jesus will wake up a little while before the day and settle the day before he goes into the day. You see, once you have done that, by the time you come back in that, you'll be happy with the day, because you woke up with determination and then you sleep with satisfaction. So let's consider the 4 questions that will help you to grow in consistency. Question 1: do you know what you need to improve in your life? Do you know what you need to improve? Do you have a document, a folder, a file, a page where there is a list of personal improvement lists to say, this year I need to improve on this, I need to improve on this, I need to improve on this? It can be as simple as your social media habits. It can be as simple as your telephone manner. Because big doors swing on small hinges. Your ability may be great. When your attitude is bad, your ability is buried. Attitude is very powerful, because your attitude will determine your altitude in life. Your attitude will determine your attainment. There are very, very experienced professionals with nasty attitude. So what do you need to improve? And that's why in the marketplace today, people have come into a place where they have realized that beyond your intelligent quotient, your emotional quotient plays a major role. So emotional intelligence has become a major aspect of organizational and leadership development. Very, very important. So what are the areas that you need to improve? Have people in your life have been complaining about some things? Can you just document them? Has your spouse been complaining about some things? Has your children been complaining about some things? Can you just document them and seek grace and knowledge on how to improve in those areas? So that it will be said that, you used to do this in those days, but you have changed now. So that it will be that things have changed. Because listen to me, if you don't change, situation will change. And then things will become bad. Number 2, do you know how you are supposed to improve? So if you have identified the things you need to improve, do you know how to improve in those things? Do you need to seek counsel? Do you need to seek professional help? Do you need to go for a training? Do you need to apply for a certification course to be able to know how to make those changes? Because you may know the things you need to change, but because you don't know how to change it, it will become a struggle. Hello? So do you know how you are supposed to improve? And that's what counseling is all about. I told them in the 400 level this morning, I said many people, when they come to you, they want you to give. But while they are coming, they have determined what you must give. Hello? And I said, what you need may not be money, it might be advice. So if I give you advice, I have given. But because it's not advice you need, it's money you are looking for. The advice that will give you the money, you will ignore it because you don't or just talk English. I say we need help, you are just talking story. Because you didn't know that I have given. Hello? Do you know how many people are confused? That need somebody to just give them guidance and direction? Do you know how many people that all they need is every ingredient they require is on the table? But because they have not been able to understand how to combine them together, they are confused in the midst of solution. Read your Bible now. The woman cried out to Elisha. What did Elisha do? Did Elisha pray for her? Did Elisha lay hands? Did they conduct deliverance? He said, come, what do you get for us? I don't have anything. One small. They said, the oil is enough. Just look for empty vessel, pour the oil inside, create something, sell. He said, and the solution was, the oil was there before they went into debt. But the information was not available. So that's to grow. You might need to go and seek counsel. Some of the things that you are going through is not deliverance. It's professional help you need. It's mental health issue. Hello? It's not a matter of deliverance. You need to go and seek a professional to help you decipher the issues of your life. Number 3, do you know why you want to keep improving? Because why is very powerful. It becomes the motivation for continuation. If you don't have a strong enough why, you can give up on many things. If you don't have a strong enough why, you can be easily discouraged. But when your why is very strong, it becomes difficult for you to derail from the path. Number 4, do you know when you are supposed to improve? Do you know when you are supposed to improve? Do you know when you are supposed to improve? Timing is very key. Timing is very, very key. Because the Bible says now is the day of salvation. Hello? Now is the day of salvation. So there is a timing. He said, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou hast not known the day of thy visitation. Timing. And one of the things I've learned, like I've told you over and over again, in this kingdom, there is no promotion by emotion. If it takes you 5 years to get the message, you will remain on the shelf. And there are many people that have refused to give attention to growth, attention to discipline and personal development, and they have stayed at the same bus stop when they could have gone far. Because the price you refuse to pay as a youth, you will pay as an adult with interest. If you don't endure the discipline of learning, you will have to cope with the regrets that comes after it. Hello? So he said that you submit to the discipline of learning, or you end up with the pain of regrets. So when you are a student in that 4 years, 96 people in a class, lecturer selling handouts, using lantern to read, all kinds of stuff, you go through that 4 years of pain, and then from there they send you to Jigawa, and you go and do youth corps, and then we copper. You see my mama, Hosanna, tell us, Hosanna, and you go through all that stress, then you get a job as a starter in a oil company, oil servicing company, or a starter, and then before you know it, 5 years later, 7 years later, 10 years later, you're a middle management or senior management, and you're a big boy. But there are people that didn't go through that pain, that decided to be joining courts, going for VG, pursuing girls, and then one day you are driving your Range, and then people are, you see your classmates. that could have been your colleague. But because they did not submit to the discipline of learning, they have to now endure the pain of regret. So knowing when you are supposed to improve. When you are in school, be in school. It's not a fashion house. When you are young, face life. It's not for boyfriend, girlfriend. Because my mother will always say, oh, see, dodo, you never reach river, you won't fetch water. What you are rushing to carry now, it will be your own free of charge. What's your hurry? But many people, instead of taking time to discipline, pay the price now, and do what they need to do when they are young so that they can relax in old age, they're just playing games with their destiny. Once you learn to quit, it becomes an habit. Because you have quitted once. Before you know it, quitting becomes a part of your life. Hello? Quitting becomes what? A part of life. And then you begin to look for theories to validate your quitting. And theories to support your inconsistency. So people of God, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. You will never change your life until you change something that you do daily. So every day, you have to be conscious about some specific areas of your life. Every day. It's discipline. It takes discipline. Especially when there is no monitor. You have to monitor yourself. Self-discipline. We've spoken about the power of personal leadership. And that's one of the most powerful series. Power of personal leadership. Because you need to take responsibility for your life. And lead yourself. Stop waiting for somebody to lead you. Somebody to inspire. Somebody to motivate you. So a lot of people go through life like a joke. Because they don't have a strong enough why. They just go through life. Whatever will be, will be. What's gonna be is gonna be. Is the lyrics of a song by Bongozikwe. It's not a biblical scripture. So you can go, what's gonna be is gonna be. What goes up must come now. In those days, my father, Saturday morning, when he's at home, the two just go, what's gonna be is gonna be. There's nothing you can do about it. Hello? Those were my father's songs in those days. What's gonna be is gonna be. Listen to me. What's gonna be is not gonna be. Even stagnancy is retrogression because the earth itself is moving. So even if you are on one spot, you are not on one spot. Oh, the earth has moved. As we are here now, the earth is moving. So even when you say I'm stagnant, there's really no stagnancy. It's retrogression. Because things are moving. And guess what? Your age is moving. So if you think you are stagnant, you will discover that your next birthday will meet you there. So really, there's no stagnancy. Everybody that refuses to move forward, you are retrogressing. An object will remain stagnant until a force is applied. Your life will remain the same way it is until you do something meaningful about it. So there's what we call the why test. So I will advise you to take the test for different areas of your life. And the why test simply means that you need to ask yourself why 7 times. And only few people. As a matter of fact, it has been proven that only people that are like that have a genius level in reflection, not genius in their mind, genius level in reflection, can answer 7 whys. The most brilliant, most powerful people end at the 3rd and 4th. So what are you talking about? So let's do like a practical. So my brother, stand up. Just a practical. If I'm to ask you now, what is, let me not say the most important thing. What is one of the important things that you would really love to have or to become? Just one. Eh? To fulfill your calling. So, you know, I've asked the question. So let's start the 7 why now. Why do you want to fulfill your calling?
That is my purpose on it.
That's your purpose on it. Why is it your purpose on it?
By the scriptures. God said, for every man.
It's God's demand for every man. Why is it God's demand for every man? Are you getting that? So we're on the 3rd why now. Yes, you can't answer. God bless you. That's what I'm talking about. It's a why test. Everything you say you want to pursue, why? When you answer that one, why the why? If you can achieve that, it will drill down to the real issue. You see, in counseling and even in consulting or therapy, that's also how we help people drill down to what the problem is in their life. Because sometimes you are either running to something or running away from something. It's a pain and pleasure dichotomy. So sometimes some of the decisions you make and some of the things you are doing is as a result of something that is a programming that has installed a software that is running you without you even knowing. Hello? I was listening to a message by a minister of the gospel, and he was talking about how a woman came to him one day and said to him, Pastor, you don't want elderly people in this church. That's why you have so many young people. You don't want elderly people in this church. So he told the woman, no, we want elders. So in fact, we need elders. We want them to come. He said, no, you don't want elderly people in this church. He said, but because the woman was elderly, he couldn't argue. He just left it. He said it took him many years for him to realize that the woman was right. In the place of prayer, in the place of deep why. Why are there no elders in this church? Why are we only gathering young people? And then the place of why, in the place of interrogation in the realm of the spirit, God took him back. God took him back to when he was young and he was part of the church. And the pastor of that church was a very humble man of God. That was so humble that when elderly people come to his church, because he was a Yoruba man, he would be kneeling down to greet his member. He was a pastor, but in humility, he was any elderly, he would be greeting them. And there were a lot of the elders were bringing more elders, the church was going there. One day, one of the elders messed up, and the guy suspended the elder for messing up. And all the elders had a meeting that this guy does not respect elders. That even if the man has done something wrong, how can you suspend an elder? And all of them left church. So the church lost all the elders in one day by a carnal riot. So when he's a student, he goes to school. When he now went to school and returned and saw that, Pastor, where's everybody? He said, I will gist you. And I say, they left because this person did this. I suspended. They say, all the elders left. That's so they seal in his mind that when you gather elderly people, they can rebel against you. So even though he's a man of God, many years that software was there. So as elders were coming, he didn't say, I don't want elders, but the spirit of the paradigm was like, hey. So he didn't know until God took him through that process. That's what why does for you. You just suddenly realize the software that is running you. We dealt with a case years ago. I was not the direct counselor, but my friend was, and I got involved in the case because I went to speak at that point and I had to be intervened. About a woman that was so confused by virtue of her experience that she never spoke about, that even the daughter she gave birth to, the husband cannot bath the daughter. And it became a problem. The daughter will just come, Daddy, and rush on that. Stop that! How can you be jumping on your father like that? I say, you too. How can you be allowed to jump on you like that? I say, the girl will go and sit on the father. No, you can't sit on the man's lap. Hello, I'm not a man, I'm a father. It became a marital problem. The woman couldn't understand. Even the woman's younger sister, when she comes to stay in the house, if the man is going out from the room to the sitting room, he said, what's my business? Shade is not in my house. Okay, no. You cannot be in parallel with my younger sister. So the man was confused. Where is this thing coming from? By the time they drilled down, our father slept with her, our brother slept with her, our uncle slept with her, but the husband was not aware. And that happened when she was young. And she left, went to school, got born again, and came to church. And 27 years later, as a married woman with her own children, the software was running her marriage and about to ruin our own marriage. So listen and listen well. Why is a big question. And many of you have not grown because you are still in that place. You are like Michael Jackson, a boy in an adult body. Because something happened that stagnated you at a point. And you have refused to grow beyond that point because you have not gone back to deal with it. Like I was saying last week Sunday, to be able to settle the issue of what lessons did I learn, what mistakes did I make. You remember last week? So you need to do that assignment. So let's close with some questions. I put there the salary versus commission dichotomy. Just because I want to use it as an analogy to help you understand this issue. Why do you find it difficult to let go of salary and pursue income? Have you ever sat down to investigate the paradigm you have about money? Think about it. a point in our business when we're doing all this pay small, and all this stuff, people were bringing customers and earning commission. Sometimes we're paying some people 800 every month, 600, 450. They were not staff, just by bringing people, they would collect commission. And staff were earning 70,000, 80,000. So one day I say, come, hey guys, accountants, you are the one paying these people. How can somebody be coming almost every month collecting 800,000 and you are collecting 120? That don't you think all of you should become commission sales agents and forget salary? Say no. Some of us are professionals. We are not marketers. He was telling me no. I said everybody should be a marketer. No, we are professionals. We are professionals. Professional earning 120 and somebody is earning commission. He said, have you noticed that people that believe in salary, their mind is so salary conscious that even when you don't pay them the salary, they keep coming. 6 months without salary, 8 months without salary, based on the fact that when they pay everything together like this, ground goes scatter. And some people have done 11 months, 1 year without salary and they survive. The same set of people, when you now tell them, start your own business, how do you expect you to survive? How do you expect you to survive? But you survive. People have been without job for 1 year and they were not homeless, they were not naked, they were not hungry. And then they get a job and you say, bring the salary as first fruit. Hey, how do you expect me to survive? How do you expect me to survive? How were you surviving when you didn't have a job? So, mindset. So do you want 50,000 a month? Or you want 5% commission of anything you produce? Hello? People will settle for 50,000. The one that we are sure. Half bread is better than none. 50 that is sure. And that's why many people are poor. It's a dichotomy that you need to settle. But do you know that 5% of 10 million is how much? Hello? 500,000. So that's 10 months in 1 day. 10 months in what? In 1 day. And if you do that 30 million like 7 in a whole year, it settles more than the 50,000. So let's look at these 7 questions. Do you constantly procrastinate on important tasks? These are the growth issues. Do you constantly procrastinate on important tasks? You know it's important too, but you say, I will do it tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. You keep pushing till tomorrow what you are supposed to do today. Are you that kind of a person? Your growth equation needs adjustments. Number 2, do you require coaxing to do small chores like a child? They have to coerce you. They have to promise you something or threaten you or push you for you to get something done. Three, do you perform duties just to get by? You are like a robot, just to get by. No pleasure, no involvement, no mind. The mind is not in something. You just go. A friend of mine came from the UK to the office years ago, and I wanted to send one of my staff because the guy said, hey, I'm lying, to goofy. So I said, no problem. So I told my staff, come and go and buy amala. And we say, that they have not started. They can't have it now. So okay, what would they have? So he said, it's only the normal rice, beans, plantain, all that we have. So I say, amala starts later. I say, okay. So I now took paper. So I wrote rice. I put the price. I wrote beans. I put the price. I wrote dodo. I put the price. I wrote egg, boiled egg. I put the price and I wrote everything. So I wrote and I said, take, and I gave him money. So the guy now left. My friend, I said, why are you doing that? I said, what? He said, how can you be writing? Is he a small boy? How can you be writing something for someone as if it's I said, oh, my guy is right. I said, it's me that work with them. I want your law school, graduate or don't graduate. I said, you'll be shocked. I'm here. These guys have done things that I'm amazed. So I said, this guy is a graduate. But anything that has to do with brain, that needs thinking, there's problem. But we can't turn by. He would rather use night bus than follow us to fly. Oh man, Pastor, don't worry. I will do night bus. I will go to ABC. I will meet you in Port Harcourt. But when it's time to take inventory of the book, he will not be able to say, hey, I think I counted 17. I'll be 17 now. Graduate then. Guess what? The guy returned without buying anything. My friend was still there. I said, what happened? He said, there's no plantain. I said, there's rice, yes. There's beans, yes. There's boiled egg, yes. But there's no plantain. So I came to tell you that should I still buy? There's no plantain. Graduate, oh. If you are a businessman or an entrepreneur in Nigeria and you have employed staff. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you are asking yourself, what are these people doing here? This is a waste of money. Even you are not paying yourself, but you have to look for money anyhow to pay them, and you are asking yourself. Some of them are just there, come out till like one office, so that at least somebody will be there to answer people. I'm telling you. Number 4, do you constantly talk negatively about your work? Because if you are not delighting in what you do, you can't grow in it. The lessons you are supposed to learn, you will not learn. Because even every attempt to engage you for you to be able to gain experience will be seen as somebody is trying to use you. They're just using us, and monkey they walk, baboon they shop. If you don't want to be used, be useless. Be useless. Look, let me tell you something. Anybody you see that is a businessman or an entrepreneur in Nigeria employing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, respect them. They are the one keeping this nation, apart from the church. I'm telling you, Nigeria is a very hostile environment for business. But when you are looking for a job, you are begging to apply. After 6 months, you form union. If it was that easy, why did your father not start a business and employ you? If it's easy like that, why your papa no get company? Make them employ you. To know how easy it is to run a company and be paying 57 people, 180 people every month. So your salary bill alone is 8.2 million every month. So you have to believe God for 8.2 million to pay other people. You have not settled your own self. Oh. And then somebody thinks they are doing you a favor. Hello? Let me tell you something. In any third world nation, Nigeria inclusive, anybody that is any minimum wage has between 4 to 7 people dependent on them. Once you begin to earn like 25k, 30k, in Nigeria, I'm telling you, people will be calling you, emailing you, please, man, what 2k, 8,000. They'll be calling you as if, and your salary is not even enough to take you home. But do you know what happened? Most of those people don't realize that 4 to 7 people are dependent on them, and when they lose their job, many things will go out of order. It is when you now want to sack them, I'm sorry, this is my only hope, I'm the only one. They will, oh, you didn't know you are the one, and you are misbehaving as if you are the owner of the company. Hello? As a pastor, you cannot divorce your values from your business. So there are some things that we don't follow organizational policy. We follow covenant principles. So when people are, best way they want bomb before they use petrol, the bath. I have to cause us to consider. I want to see you. Are you all right? Are you sure? Is everything fine with you? So because something seems to be wrong, that I've sacked you since you're only here because I'm a pastor. I've sacked you. You are no more. Hello? What's your problem? I hope you know that if you lose this job now, speak to yourself, correct yourself. Hello? Number 5. Do efforts of friends to encourage you irritate you instead? People are trying to encourage you, you are getting angry. You don't ever want to know what it means to be in a position where nobody cares about you enough to talk to you. The funniest one is when people dress useless and people are hailing them, babe, fine girl, babe, you are looking good, and they are looking like a disaster. Because they know if they told you are not looking good, so who are you to tell me that? You will not hear. So I feel like, go and shame yourself outside. Do you know how many husbands will not listen to their wife until shame will come from outside? When the wife talks, keep quiet, woman, keep quiet. I'm the head of this house. If you have to say you are the head, you have lost your headship. I'm the head. No, headship is responsibility. You don't need to say it. Pregnant women don't say I'm pregnant. You will see it. Hello? And then when you talk, you know, you talk, you know, so you keep quiet. You go to prayer room. But you will face it, but you will still suffer part of it. That's the problem. It's like a pastoring job. If you don't listen and you get into trouble, it will still affect us. Yeah. Number 6. Do you start small projects and abandon them? Do you know how many things you have started that you didn't finish? You bought the form for masters. You have not even submitted. You have filled the form, but to submit something just hook. Hello? You wanted to write the book. In fact, you started. You are still in chapter 2 7 years later. You left home that you are going to visit your parents and got to the bus stop and met a friend that told you there's a viewing center where they are playing in March, and you forgot your journey and went to the viewing center. No, it's just simple thing. You can't stay with something to conclusion. And finally, do you avoid self-improvement opportunities? Do you avoid self-improvement opportunities? If you have a copy of the book, 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, rise up on your feet. Please, how much is the book? 1,000? 1,500. Now, everybody sitting down now, is there any one of you sitting down that can convince me that you don't have 1,500 to buy that book? But why have you not bought it? I'm coming to those of you that are standing, you are not free yet. But see, your pastor, your father, comes into a new year, tells you he's going to spend 20 weeks sharing something. He advises you, he motivates you. Get the book, read it. You have sat down, you have seen things coming out, and you're like, is it the same book? And you are still not moved to go and buy. It's not the devil that is your problem, oh. You are your problem. Because you are not committed to your growth. You can't continue. Whatever you don't practice, you don't believe. It's not, I believe God knows my heart, so you know my heart, know my heart. No. How much is 1,500 to go and buy the book? Hello? So, before the end of this month, run to the bookshop. Get a copy of that book. 15 invaluable. You know, I'm not the author. I'm not making commission, so it's about your destiny. That book is good. Hello? In 2013, I was told you I was in South Africa. I was Pastor. I was there. I preached along with John Maxwell. Went around different countries when that book was launched. I was there. I preached. School of Money was launched the same day with that book in South Africa, 2013. And this 2022. So it's not. I've read it over and over again. But I know that the growth that God wants for us this year in every area, there are some things that needs to come. And that's why I say, do you know what it means to prepare 20 weeks? If you know, you see what if you. It's not inside the book. Oh. There are many things that you'll be looking for in the book. It's not there. It took me a lot to get this ready. Buy a book you can buy. I don't understand what else to do to help you. There are those of you that are standing. If you have started reading the book, I didn't say you are finished. Maybe you have started, you're like 50% gone, 30% you have started. Sit down. If you have not started at all, remain standing. You know you can't lie in God's house. So now, so you see now, we have people that are bots. You see, this is another group, oh, they have the book, but they have not even started. Those of you standing now, you are not different from the people that don't have the book, oh. You have it, but it's on the shelf. And sometimes the miracle you are looking for is on the shelf. It's not what you know that brings victory. It's what you do with what you know. A lot of people know a lot of stuff. Many of you, you come, your notebook is filled up. Everything you want to achieve, there is no one way to do it. There are many possibilities. But if you think there is only one way, then if that one way is jeopardized, you become confused, you become stranded, you become demobilized, and sometimes you begin to self-sabotage. So today we're looking at the law of expansion. The law of expansion. And the law of expansion is simple. There is no finish line till you die. That's all. It means that you have to continue to grow, continue to expand until you leave this world. So there is never going to be a time while you are alive when you will say, I have fully maximized all that there is in me. Because there is more in you than what is available in view. There is more in you than what you can see all around you. You are bigger inside than what we have outside. So the line, the finishing line will never be touched until you die. So when you die, that's when you now say, okay, yes, and finally. So we're looking at expansion because this series is all about growth. The need for you to just grow and grow and grow so that in every area of your life, you will experience growth. And if you remember when we started the journey, we spoke about the fact that nothing grows until you grow. So, and as we begin to look at our lives in this second half of the year, we spend almost 4 out of the 6 months going through this. It's very important for you to ask yourself, all the things that I expect to see growth in, are they growing? And if they are not, don't look at them, look at yourself. Because the key to all-round growth is that you must grow for things around you to grow. And that's why we need to look at this, the law of expansion. Because many times, a lot of people, they break because they are not able to withstand the pressure of expansion. So let's look into how to increase your thinking capacity. We're looking into how to increase your thinking capacity, and then we're looking into how to increase your action capacity. So let's start with this one. How to increase your thinking capacity. Number one, stop thinking more work and start thinking what works. Stop thinking more works and start thinking what works. Because it's not about doing more, it's about doing what is right. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what works. One of the powerful scriptures in the Bible, in the book of Proverbs, it says, if the axe head is dull, you will need to exert more strength. It says, be wise, sharpen the axe. So if two people are given the task to cut down a tree, and the first one, maybe they both have blunt cutlasses, and the first one gets there and just begin to cut, and the other one goes to the filing table and begins to file and sharpen the axe. Now the one that has gone ahead exerting energy will look like a serious person. You say, it's very serious. He went straight to the work, he was doing the work. But the other one that has set himself apart and began to sharpen the house is a lazy man. Work with and give, I never do. What did they do for there now? What's he doing there now? Because they don't realize that wisdom is better than weapons of war. Wisdom is better than strength. But when that guy is through sharpening the cutlass or the axe, when he comes back, he wins. So you need to understand that instead of looking for more work, ask what works. That means it's important for you to take time out to think, to take time out to plan, to take time out to retreat and check out what is happening, to be able to sharpen and know, okay, what's going to work. I was telling someone 2 days ago, so I've been trying to reach, I said, I'm on leave. He said, pastors go on leave. I said, I'm on leave. I said, I just came back to settle one or two things. I'm going again. I said, I'm on leave. I say, I'm not available. So you can go on leave. You can go on summer. You can go. Me, I don't have family. I don't have children. I said, don't see those children are on holiday. It's family time now. I'm on leave. I'm not. So what will you be doing? I said, I'll be relaxing, eating, sleeping, watching film, taking my children around. And I'm on holiday. I'm on leave. Because I will also spend time to retreat and plan. And I said, because many of the things you want to hear in the spirit, you will hear in the swimming pool. It's when you are inside the sauna and the heat is there. Holy Ghost will just be saying, you see the heat. Nigeria is about to enter a heat. And I'm giving you the principle to cool the covenant people. And then you begin to receive revelation. And then you come and begin to take it. That's the way it happens. It's not, there is a toilet revelation. There's a bathroom revelation. It's not that you are praying. No, it's not like that. Hello? Sometimes it is when you are eating buffet. And you say, oh God, there are varieties in the kingdom. I'm a God of variety. I will open up variety. Then you begin to, you think revelation is by Olua. It's not only like that. Hello? Number 2. Stop thinking, can I? And start thinking, how can I? Because we're talking about what? You're expanding your thinking capacity. The way, you see, what you see is perception. How you see it is perspective. So stop thinking, can I? And start thinking, how can I? Because the portal you open determines the things that flow. If you open the portal of can I, then your mind opens up the portal of memory. And the memory portal begins to remind you of all the things you thought you could do that you could not do, that you failed in. And then you agree that you can't. But if you say, how can I? Your mind opens the imagination windows. I begin to tell you, oh, of course, you can. This is the way to do it. You can try it this way. You can try it this way. And bam, things begin to happen. Because in your mind, I've told you before, there are 3 windows in your mind. The memory window, the contemplation window, and the imagination window. The memory window opens up to the past to replay your past. The contemplation window opens up to your present to help you to be analytic about decision making now. The imagination window opens up to your future to give you an advanced picture of what is possible and enable you to walk into it. So if you think, can I? It opens memory window. If you think, how can I? It opens imagination window. And bam, ideas begin to flow. Number 3, stop thinking one door and start thinking many doors. Stop thinking one door and start thinking many doors. In Yoruba, they say onokon waja. That means there is not one road to the market. I was speaking with my mentees in the Billionaires Conclave. We had a session yesterday night, and I was telling them we're looking at leading in tough times. That was the focus of our contemplation yesterday night. Leading in tough times. When things are tough, how do you as a leader lead and navigate your organization and the things you do in the midst of the tough time? And then we began to look at the fact that many times people think all they need to do is to move a mountain that is standing before them in order to continue their journey. But moving the mountain is not the only option to continue your journey. You can dig a tunnel under the mountain and come out on the other side. It's also an option. You can climb the mountain and come out on the other side. It's an option. You can go around the mountain. It's an option. You can even drill through the mountain. It's an option. But if you think moving the mountain is the only option, you will become blind to every other opportunity that's around you. That's the way the mind works. Have you noticed that every time you think, okay, if I'm going to buy a car, I would just like to buy a Toyota Camry red. The very minute you think that, what happens? You start seeing red Toyota Camrys everywhere. The day you finally now buy the Toyota Camry, you see that everywhere you turn. It's like you now begin to think that, why did I buy? Everybody has it. No, they have had it before you bought your own. But it was not your reality. Why? Because you were not open to that dimension. Even in marriage, it happens. You are looking for a wife, you are looking for a husband, and the person you are going to marry is there. But your eyes have never seen them. One day, God will just say, can't you see that Tinuke is, you can marry Tinuke and say, Tinuke, Tinuke. You know, it's like, she's been there. But you have been blind. Why? Because of the portal that you opened up. So, stop thinking one door. There are many doors. Everything you want to achieve, there is no one way to do it. There are many possibilities. But if you think there is only one way, then if that one way is jeopardized, you become confused, you become stranded, you become demobilized, and sometimes you begin to self-sabotage. But once you understand that, look, this is not the only way, then you begin to open up. Lord, open my eyes to see, open my ears to hear, open my heart to gain understanding. Give me clarity, help me to see, and then innovation begins to flow, creativity begins to flow. I begin to realize that there are different ways to do it. I've never really watched this, but I always see a program on some channel called it 1,000 Ways to Die. I've never watched it before because I've been wondering, okay, what's this? I've never really, but I've been seeing that title, 1,000 Ways to Die. I'm like, okay, even to die, there are many ways to die. So let's look how to increase your capacity for action. How to increase your capacity for, so it's not just enough to increase your capacity for thinking, you also need to increase your capacity for action. Changing your thinking without changing your action will end in futility. Changing your thinking without changing your action will end in futility. Because 1,000 good intentions are not as powerful as one action. So if you change your thinking, but you are not changing your action, nothing changes. Because really, truth be told, it's not what you know that brings victory. It's what you do with what you know. A lot of people know a lot of stuff. Many of you come, your notebook is filled up. You have note 1, note 2. There's one for SBLS. There's one for celebration service. There's one for midweek service. You have many notes, but your heart is empty. So you have the note. I was there. You are marking register, but not marking progress. Hello? Why? Because it is only action, action, action. Whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he, being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the word, shall be blessed. Now, is it faith without works is dead? Show me your faith by your work. Someone say action. So it's very, very important. So a lot of people, it's just that action that is missing. And one of the demobilizing factor is, what if I try it and it doesn't work? But that same mind, that's why you have to increase your thinking capacity first. That thinking is part of the capacity you need to, because what if you do it and it works? All the people that have done it and it works, do you think they didn't have that thinking? Do you think they didn't have that fear? But they understood that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving on regardless of your fear. So do it afraid. Be afraid inside, but be doing it outside. When the results come, you suddenly realize that fear is a useless fear. Because over 80% of what you fear never happens. So let's look at 3 things and then we'll wrap it up for today. Number 1, when we talk about increasing your capacity for action, 3 things. 1, stop doing only those things you have done before and start doing those things you could and should do. So there are things you have done, there are things you should do, there are things you can do, there are things you must do, there are things you love to do. Doing is in 11 levels. So there are things you have done, is there. But there are things you should do. that if you don't do it, there's going to be a repercussion. There's going to be a gap. There are things you can do. You can do it. It doesn't necessarily mean you should do it, but you can do it. If it's needed to be done, you can do it. And there are things you must do. And there are things you love to do, desire to do, long to do. So doing is in levels. So if you want to increase your capacity for action, stop doing only the things that you have done before. Explore. Because the more you do new things that you can do and should do, the more you realize that there is more to you than what you have already achieved. The more you realize that you are greater than your past record. The more you realize that you don't compete against other people, you compete against your past record so that you can become better. And that's how things begin to change in your life. And then it gets to a point that you suddenly realize that the next chapter opens up to you. I was speaking at an event yesterday, and one of the speakers, the youngest commissioner in Nigeria, one young guy called Sheon Fakorede, but he said we shouldn't be saying young man, that a man is a man. So he told them, no, don't say, they say I'm a young man. I'm a man. I'm not a child. You're either a child or a man. So which one is young man? So they say young man, young lawyer. A lawyer is a lawyer. Say young professor. You say professor is a professor. You can't say I'm a young professor or I'm a young lawyer. We all went to the same school. We sat for the same exam. We read the same book. So which one is your? Why do you need to add young to disqualify what God has done in my life? Hello? But you see now, he's the youngest commissioner in the history of Nigeria. I became a commissioner at the age of 27. I think he's now 29, 30. Yeah. He's going to be 30 this year now. Youngest commissioner in the history of Nigeria. Still the youngest. Minister for Youth and Sports in Oyo State. But he was sharing a story of how when he was on campus, he was positioning himself, learning, studying. At the particular year, he bought over 360 books, even as a student, and read about 60% of them. When the opportunity came for him to become the commissioner, he said, please help me ask. If the day they appointed me as a commissioner, that's the day I now started going to look for leadership books to know who a leader is, how to be a leader. He said I would have failed. He said, people said, give him 1 month. Oh, I failed. Give him 6 months. He said, 3 years now, I'm still there. I have not failed and I will not fail. So what am I saying? There are things that you should do and you can do. Don't wait until you need to do them. Start doing them now. It is better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Because the day they will now call upon you, you will now begin to say, I don't know if I can do it, because you have never developed yourself in adventurous actions. Hello? When I started this church as a young boy in my mid-20s, one of my greatest concerns was, I'm no more an assistant pastor. This is not that you are one of the pastors. You are now in those days we used to call it founder. Say the founder, and that was part of the, so it's founder. Now it's just the overseer. But I'm still the founder because God founded it through me. So, but you understand what I mean. So now we just founder. So I say, okay, you are now a founder and a general overseer. The major concern is, what will I be preaching for the rest of my life? That means every Sunday people will gather coming to hear you. What you going to talk for the next 50 years? That was my major concern. What will I be saying? But because I have been saying something before the calling, I say, well, the one way you don't talk, the one way you take talk, the same God that has been giving you what to say since, he will do it. How old is this church now? 27 years, have you? Or where? How old now? 1995? That's 27 now. 27 years later, we are still speaking. Number 2, stop doing what is expected and start doing more than is expected. Stop doing what is expected and start doing more than is expected. Look, let me tell you something. One of the things that will limit your possibilities in life is this: I can't come and kill myself mentality. It's a satanic virus that has been put, listen to me, many of these musicians and all these people that you are following as comedians, that are frontliners, social media influencers, many of them are instruments in the hand of the enemy to put a software into the system that corrupts the purity of your journey. And you find out that unconsciously, a lot of people in this part of the world think that you don't need to labor to make it. You can just blow, you can just do this. Because the music, the movie, everything is just making you feel that hard work, no they pay. I can't come and kill myself. And you are forgetting that for every one person that you see that blows, There are about 22 million that are struggling, that did not blow and will never blow. But because of that one, no, it's like the statistic and the algorithm of lottery. In the algorithm of lottery, all you need is to use statistical formula to manipulate and control the mind of people in psychology. So we just come up with an algorithm and say, okay, for every 1,000, let there be one winner. So if 1,000 people play with 30 naira, by the time we calculate 1,000 people times 30 naira, we know how much we are going to get. Let's now use 5% of that to give out to people so that we can convince another 5,000 to join. It's an algorithm, it's a software. So, hey, but I know somebody that won. Yes, somebody won. But for that one person that won, 3,000 people lost. It's a software, it's a paradigm. So why is it that you know you can do more? I can't come and kill myself. That's not what they employ me for. Me, I can't come and kill myself. How much are they even paying myself? See your life. Now there you go there. Because when the time for promotion comes, you will never be in the list of discussion. Listen to me. Those who are promoted are people that are doing the work of the next level in their present level. I repeat myself. Those who are promoted are those who are doing the work of the next level in the present level. So you are able to, from the next level, look at their present and say, ah, this guy is doing a lot. This guy can do better. We need to move this guy up. We need to move the young lady up. She's doing a lot. That's the way it works. But when you have the capacity to do, and you come out with, I can't come and kill myself. When they promote me, then I will manifest. When they increase my salary, then I will manifest. You are deceiving yourself. Listen, I know a lot of people that have said, me, monkey they walk, baboon they shop. I can't come and kill myself about somebody else's doing. When I start my own company, I will give it all. You're a fool. You know why? You are going to now give it all and use your money and your time to experiment and lose. If you give it all in this man's company now, you will use his time to lose, his money to lose and learn. If you lose money, it's not your money. It's another person's money you are losing. If you lose, but you are learning so that when you now start your own, you won't make the mistake you make when you are doing. But many of you, what you think you can do when you now get to your own, you now discover that you have not developed the muscle and the capacity to do it. It happens everywhere, even in ministry. Even in ministry, we just finished 5 weeks of Pastoral Ordination License Academy. We had over 100 people from all over that came to be trained to be licensed. And by the time we got to the 3rd week, testimonies of repentance started coming out. Because people started realizing that they didn't know many things about what they thought they know. And people are coming up with, if I know what I know now, I shouldn't have left that church. And maybe I should. There are people who are calling their fathers to apologize. Because many people think that to be a pastor is to preach. And then you sit down, you're analyzing your pastor's message. I know that. Okay, John 3:16. Okay, for God so loved the world. Okay. Go and start your own. And then you will realize how easy it is to start church. Then you suddenly realize that it's not by air condition or leather chair. Hello? If somebody is possessed now with a demon, can this AC deliver them? By entering here with this screen, just set them free. You will now realize that it's not by 3-piece suits and designer fitted. And you are speaking English with lapel mic. When demons enter, you will realize that it's not like that. Number 3. Stop doing important things occasionally and start doing important things daily. Stop doing important things occasionally and start doing important things daily. Look, when you do important things occasionally, you have programmed yourself for occasional operation. But when you do it daily, you have programmed yourself for precision science. So they can just wake you up, bam, and you begin to act. Why? Because it's part of you. You become it. It's no more about perform. You become it. That every time they call upon you, they can meet you without notice and bam, because you are doing important. So many of us, when we talk about the important things of life, when we look into the world of spirituality, we talk about the place of prayer, the place of fasting, the place of giving, the place of evangelism, the place of holiness. Consistently, after a while, you don't struggle. There are many things that people struggle about. That it's like, why are they struggling about that one? It's like, but they are really struggling. But the reason why they are struggling is because they have not done the important things consistently to become normal. Look, there are some temptation that you cannot fall for when you have already positioned yourself to consistently do the right thing in a particular area. It will be difficult. It's not an issue. When we talk about the world of growth, personal development, when last did you read a book? When last did you go for a seminar just to upgrade yourself? These are important things. But guess what? If they now tell you that, oh, there's an opportunity to relocate to Canada or Australia, but you just need to know how to speak another language, and the opportunity will close in February. I hope you know that you will learn another language in 6 weeks. No, so the important thing you are supposed to have done, you will now. Africa is the next move, and most likely the final move when it comes to the spirit, when it comes to economy. We are the economy. Every other continent have maximized their growth and possibility. That's why they are coming here. So we have entered into what we call the recolonization of the continent, because they colonized us to go and grow their own. They have reached their highest level of growth. They are now coming back to recolonize us. Hello? So listen and listen. If you are in Africa, you see many of you that are relocating. I don't have a problem with relocation. It's no problem. I know the realities on ground. So you want to relocate, no problem. Just be sure God is with you, because we know the people that are there that are suffering. But I will tell you, many of the places you are relocating to, they are already in their expiry season. We that are in the emergence of our own season, we are the youngest continent. You are now living what is about to become, to where what has expired. You have no idea how many diasporans have returned to Nigeria to come and break through. And that's when you want to begin to go. So let me just advise you. If you don't know how to speak French, go and learn. Because I think there are only 2 major languages in Africa, if I'm correct. English and French. So that you can, so if you add French to your English, that means the whole continent, you are ready. So go and learn it now. I said it, if you were here, I said this in 1999. What I'm saying now, I said it in 1999. Pastor Tayo, I even made it a law that by the end of year 2001, I give people 3 years, everybody must be able to speak French. So 22 years later, I'm back. Go and learn how to speak French. Learn how to speak another language. Hello? When I was speaking to my mentees yesterday, I told them, I said, you people disobeyed, and now you see the results. I said, I told you in March, this, about this. Because I told them what will happen to dollar. They were looking and say, you're a pastor, you cannot be saying that. I told them, I said, look, go and do this in dollars, do this in dollars. I told them what to do in dollars. Because I told them, I said, because by the time we get to the end of the year, dollar will be 1,000. And somebody said, but you're a man of God, we know we are in the, but you see, you people cannot just be prophesying this thing, when you say things like that. So I was telling him, yes, I said, you were arguing with me in March, now you don't enter 700. I said, you honestly look at me now and tell me that Nigeria is no more confused now than it was in March. Can you see anybody that knows what is happening in this economy? Your president said he's tired. And he has 8 more months to go. Does a man of integrity need to stay after he's tired, or to just resign? So I said, look, your central bank governor that is supposed to sit down and coordinate the fiscal and monetary policy was busy nursing a political ambition and shamelessly lying that he was not contesting, yet he was going to court to fight that he should contest. And you see how these old men are shameless and they have children. I always say, daddy, you are lying. I don't know, don't they have children that will say, daddy, you are a liar? And they bought hundreds of cars with your name as central bank governor. And you say you are not contesting. You now went to ask the president, can you contest? The president said, one of you cannot contest. The man in that frame of mind that is thinking of political ambition, how can he run your economy? Hello? Well, I rest my case. Listen and listen well. If your ancestors have failed you, you cannot afford to fail your descendants. Those that have gone ahead of you may have made mistakes. Let the mistakes of their life become the inspiration for your future. So make up your mind and tell yourself, I'm going to be that which I want to be, that which I desire to be. I'm going to be the best version of me, and I'm going to pay the price to make it happen. So I want to talk to you in the next 30 minutes on developing investment mentality, because that's the engine, that's the trigger, that's the catalyst, that's the foundation of wealth altogether, because true wealth begins from the inside. Making $1 million is not a problem. Believing you can is the real problem. It's actually a mindset issue. Once you believe you can, then half of the job is already done. A lot of people just don't believe that good things can happen to them. A lot of people just don't believe that they are qualified to be rich and to be wealthy. They think that wealth and riches is synonymous to some group of people, but that's not true. Everyone can be wealthy. Everyone can be rich. but not everyone will be wealthy and not everyone will be rich, because not everyone will do what they need to do. And I'm trusting that as a result of this encounter today and the inspirations you're receiving, you will not just desire it, you will not just have intention to do, you will actually go ahead and begin to do something from today, because 1,000 good intention is not as powerful as one action. So I want to talk to you on developing investment mentality. Now, developing investment mentality is the engine for wealth creation. No matter how beautiful a car is, no matter how wonderful the upholstery is, no matter how awesome the gadgets and the electronics in that car is, if the car does not have an engine, it's not going anywhere. So you need to understand that the engine for wealth creation is having an investment mentality. Investment mentality is also the trigger for wealth creation. You can have a loaded gun, but until you pull the trigger, you will not be able to see results. So investment mentality is not just the engine, but it's also a trigger. Because once you have investment mentality, even if there is no physical change on the outside, there is already a change on the inside, because true wealth begins from the inside. It begins with a new software becoming the program that runs the affairs of your life. Number 3, developing investment mentality is the catalyst for wealth creation. Catalyst, when added to a chemical reaction, speeds up the chemical reaction. When you have investment mentality, it becomes a catalyst for wealth in the sense that it guides and shapes your choices and your decisions. I have had opportunities where we have presented to people immediate cash or a wealth creation asset. And people have chosen immediate cash instead of a wealth creation asset. Why? Because of their mindset. As far as they are concerned, let me get what I can get now. However, what we are offering them as an alternative is not just a wealth creation asset, but it's an asset that will continue to bring cash flow into their life on a consistent basis. But because of the software that is running their mind, they would rather have what they can take now instead of getting something that can continue to produce for them. Number 4, developing investment mentality is the foundation for wealth creation. For anything that needs to be built, the foundation is very, very important. The foundation of anything is the most important part of that. The foundation of a building is the most important part of the building. The foundation of a relationship is the most important part of the relationship. So when we talk about developing investment mentality, we are talking about the foundation for wealth creation. Because once that is in place, it gives you the foundation to begin to build a life of wealth that will turn things around for you. So in the world that we live in today, a lot of people are poor and they are in financial lack and hardship as a result of lack of investment mentality. That investment mentality not being there is the reason why many people are poor. That investment mentality not being there is the reason why a lot of people are in financial hardship. Why? Because they have a lot of things that are contending with that particular mindset in their life. So in order for you to be able to be all that you need to be and create true wealth, you need to have investment mentality. Now, investment mentality must be consciously, intentionally, and deliberately developed by anyone who really wants to become financially free. No one will plan your life for you if you don't plan it for yourself. So in order for you to really become wealthy, you must have investment mentality, but like I said, it's developing investment mentality. So it's not automatic. You're not born with it. You got to understand that you have to intentionally, consciously, deliberately tell yourself, my life cannot remain like this. I can't continue to live like this. Something must give way. Listen and listen well. If your ancestors have failed you, you cannot afford to fail your descendants. Those that have gone ahead of you may have made mistakes. Let the mistakes of their life become the inspiration for your future. So make up your mind and tell yourself, I'm going to be that which I want to be, that which I desire to be. I'm going to be the best version of me, and I'm going to pay the price to make it happen. So you've got to be intentional in order for that to become a reality. Now, when we talk about developing investment mentality, in order for you to effectively do that, you must eradicate the toxic mindset that limits people. And there are 5 toxic mindsets that limits people and hinders them from being able to develop investment mentality. And I want to deal with that as we move on into the second phase of my discussion with you today. So there are 5 toxic mindsets that must be eradicated. When you look at people and you see them not being where they are supposed to be, there is something hindering them. Most of the time, the questions you ask determines the answer that you get. So for instance, the problem with a lot of people is the question they're asking. Most of the time they're asking the question, what must I do to be rich? What must I do to be wealthy? That's a good question, but that's not the best question. You know why? Because no matter what you do, if you do all the right things and the environment or the mindset is wrong, you won't get the results you're supposed to get. So for instance, if we have an electric appliance, now there's a keyboard right here on the stage. If you have an electric appliance and that electric appliance is not plugged to electricity, but you are pressing the play button, will it play? No. You press forward, will it go forward? No. So there is nothing wrong in the button, but there's something wrong in the process. So most of the time we think, that's why people are frustrated. And all these things they're saying is a lie. I have tried it. It didn't work. I did that. It didn't work. It's not what you did, it's who you are. Your mindset is messed up. You can have poverty mentality and save, but you will save in MMM instead of saving in real estate. Why? Because your poverty mentality will move you in the direction of greed. But when you have investment mentality, it will move you in a different direction. So it's all about what is there. So the question you need to ask is, why am I not rich? Why am I not wealthy? Because once you ask the right question, why am I not rich? Why am I not wealthy? You suddenly begin to discover some habits, some behaviors, some lifestyles, some attitudes, some limitations, some impediments that are hindering you. And once you remove that, automatically, you now become set to begin to produce results in the right direction. So there are 5 toxic mindsets that you must eradicate. Number 1, you must eradicate nomadic mentality. Nomadic mentality. Now, nomads are like cattle rearers and cattle grazers. They go from place to place. What's a nomadic mentality? A man, a woman, or an individual with nomadic mentality is not fixed. They go from place to place. Just like nomads. You see the nomads, they take all their cattle and then they move from one part of the country to another part of the country. And guess what? As they are moving around, they are eating everything they did not plant. They are destroying everything they did not erect. And they don't have any fixed assets on the ground. They're just moving from place to place. So a nomadic mentality will hinder you because you find yourself moving from job to job. There are many of you sitting down here right now. You have spent 15 years in the marketplace. But in the last 15 years, you have done 15 things. If you have spent 5 of those 15 years being focused on your area of strength, you won't be where you are today. So nomadic mentality is jumping from place to place, listening and listening well. I'm so convinced that if you discover purpose and you find your passion and you know exactly what you need to do and you give 5 years of concentrated attention to that, you will succeed. But the problem is when we give 1 year and we don't see results, we go to something else. So many of you are sitting down here right now. If I ask you, how many things have you done to make money? There'll be a whole page. You have done barbing salon. They say, no. It's this one that is trending now. You join them. You are jumping from place to place like someone with a vagabond spirit. And you are wondering why nothing is working. So number 1 is what? Nomadic mentality. Today, you have a barbing salon. Before we get used to you as a barbing salon owner, you have become a perfume seller. Tomorrow, you are selling perfume. Before we know you are somebody selling perfume, now you are in travel and tours. Now you are in travel and so you find out that you are just jumping. It's a nomadic spirit. It's a mindset that does not make people to succeed. Jumping from job to job, career to career. And because you have that spirit, it affects your job. You are sitting down in a company and instead of you giving the best to that organization, you are using their Wi-Fi, you are using their laptop to apply to a job in another company. How can you succeed? How? So you are here but you are not here because your mind is somewhere else. I used to have a guy that was working with our organization and he was working with us and he did not know that I know. This guy will just be complaining, this place salary, or God does not believe in salary. He will just be complaining. 1 year, nothing changed. 2 years, he will be applying to job, using my computer to apply for job, using my Wi-Fi to apply for job. After 3 years, my GM came to me. I said, you know what? Let me help him. Go and call him. So I sat him down. I said, I know what you have been doing for the past 3 years. I said, but has anything worked? I said, give this organization 1 year of your undivided attention and just believe me when I tell you that's what to do, and you'll see results. In 1 year, he became not just a valuable staff to himself, he became someone that now had 2 cars in 1 year. He didn't steal money, 2 cars in 1 year. And he put the cars out for transportation. When the money from the transportation business started coming, he had to resign to face his own business. That was somebody that was jumping from one place to the other before. Number 2, consumer mentality. You need to eradicate consumer mentality. A lot of us are where we are today because we are consumers. Ask yourself, all the money that came into your life last year, where is it? Many of you sitting down here right now, you have handled 10 million before. You have handled 100 million before. You have handled 1 million before. You have handled multiple millions before. But where is the million now? You kept consuming, you kept consuming, you kept consuming. We hear of first world, second world, third world nation. The creator did not create different nations. The creator did not create different worlds. There is only one world. But why are some nations called third world nations? They are called third world nations because they are consumer nations and they are not producer nations. When you are more of a consumer than a producer, you relegate yourself to the third dimension of nations. So you've got to make up your mind. I don't want to just be a consumer anymore. Every money that comes into you are just consuming. Many of you are sitting down here right now. You have 3 mobile phones like a 419. 3 mobile phones, yet you don't have any shares in any of those companies. You say, I want to buy this one. I want to buy Samsung. I want to buy iPhone. I want to buy this. I want to buy. You are buying phone. Why are you buying it? All you do with the phone is to make calls. And there are over 36 things the phones can do. You've never done anything with that. But yet you want to buy a phone of 300,000. Ordinary house plots you don't have. Your grandfather was a tenant. Your father is a tenant. Now you are a tenant. You are saying it's a generational curse. It's not a generational curse. It's a generational choice. So you've got to leave that realm of just being a nomad. Move from nomad and move into investment mentality. Don't be a consumer. Nino lowo. It ends in shame. There are people in this world that have made so much money, but when you look at them today, the money is nowhere to be found. We know of many people that are celebrity beggars. They used to make money, they are everywhere, but when they are sick, ordinary 1 kidney problem, they are raising 2 million online. Where are all the millions they have made? Something has gone wrong somewhere. Number 3, victim or entitlement mentality must go. If you are going to become wealthy and develop investment mentality, you must eradicate victim and entitlement mentality. Nobody owes you anything. It's your life. So make up your mind. I'm not going to be a victim anymore. Hey, it's because I'm a youth. There are youths making it. It's because I'm a woman. There are women making it. It's because I'm a minority. There are minorities making it. It's because I'm an orphan. There are orphans making it. There is no excuse you can give that can be tenable in the world of wealth creation, because excuses are trademarks of failures. When people succeed, they blame themselves. When they fail, they blame their lecturer. They say the lecturer failed me. So you've got to do what? You've got to make up your mind to eradicate what? Victim mentality. You are not a victim, you are a victim. Number 4, you have to eradicate salary mentality. You have to eradicate salary mentality. Salary is synonymous with slavery. There is nothing wrong earning salary, but please don't die there. There's nothing wrong earning a salary, but please make up your mind that you are not going to spend all your life earning salaries. Your grandfather worked in Nigerian Railway. Your father worked in Nigerian Airways. Now you are in Nipos. It's not a generational cost. It's a generational choice. So you've got to make up a salary mentality. Salary. In Yoruba, they call it salary. You are just looking for 30 days, make one pay. No. Rich and wealthy people don't become rich and wealthy by earning salaries. So if you are earning salary, there's nothing wrong in that, but you've got to make a plan on how you can get out of that realm. And number 5, you have to eradicate materialism mentality. Most of what we call prosperity today is materialism corrupted. Many people are poor because their mindset is all about materialism. You want to blow, you want to buy house, you want to buy car. Have you forgotten all the people that made money? All the Yahoo boy, Yahoo, all the Yahoo, Oma, where are they today? Where are all the people that made money? Where are they today? Hello? Where are they today? So you've got to tell yourself, I'm not going to be into materialism mentality. Just acquiring things. How do you explain it? That you are renting a house for 8 million per annum as a tenant, and you park a 12 million naira Jeep in the front of a 8 million naira rented apartment. Who did this to you? Who did this to you? In Lagos today, the illiterates are the landlord, the educated ones are the tenants. Who did this to you? And your landlord is calling you Oga tenants. How can you park a 12 million naira car in a rented apartment and you don't know that something is wrong with you? Who did this to you? Materialism mentality. You want to buy 3 cars, you want to buy 5 cars, you want to show them false prosperity. Package going nowhere. Many people today are like penguins. You remember penguin? Penguin is a bird that wears tuxedo with bow tie and is not going anywhere. So you see a lot of people package everything artificial hair, artificial eyelashes, artificial everything. Ordinary half plots you don't have. Listen to me, you are not what you wear, you are what wears you. You are not what you drive, you are what drives you. You can buy a lot of things with money, but there are many things that money cannot buy. Money can buy you a bed, but it cannot buy sleep. Money can buy you a house, it cannot buy you a home. Money can buy food, it cannot buy the appetite to eat. Money can buy you a woman, but it cannot buy you a wife. Money can buy you a designer suit, but it cannot buy you the fitting and the courage to carry the suit. So you've got to understand that materialism is part of the reason. Why do you want to prosper? I just want to have money. I just want to blow. I just want to show that you will not have it all. The only way to have money is to be willing to give, is to be willing to share, is to be willing to raise, is to be willing to impart. You make money when you offer values. So let's move on. So what then? Once we eradicate this mindset, what then is investment mentality? An accurate definition and understanding of investment mentality will help you to develop it. I give you 3 definitions. Number 1, investment mentality is a mindset that is concerned about the multiplication of all that you have. Investment mentality is a mindset that is concerned about the multiplication of all that you have. So what does it mean to have investment mentality? Every time money comes into your hand, you are thinking of how to multiply the money. The thought of the diligent tends only to plenteousness. So when you have 10,000, you are thinking, how can I turn this 10,000 to 30,000? When you have 1 million, you are thinking, how can I turn this 1 million into 3 million? But those that do not have investment mentality, when they have money, the first thing that comes to their mind is, let's consume it. I'll be able to buy that shoe. I'll be able to buy that eyelashes. I'll be able to buy that shoe. So you find out that because people don't have investment mentality, when money comes, instead of multiplying the money, they consume the money. They consume the money. So they say, one careless money came into my hand last week, There are no careless money, only careless people. So number 1 is what? It's a mindset. It's a mindset that is concerned about what? The multiplication of all that you have. Once you begin to think of what to do with the money, to multiply the money, creativity flows, inspiration flows, opportunity begins to come around you. Your eyes begin to open up. Do you know that when you make up your mind that you are going to buy a Toyota Camry red, a red Toyota Camry, the very minute you make up your mind you want to buy a red Toyota Camry and you desire to buy a red Toyota Camry, what happens? You will start seeing red Toyota Camry everywhere. Why? Because that's the way your mind works. Your mind is the engine of your destiny. So in your mind, if you are thinking, how can I multiply money? The very minute you start thinking like that, you'll be seeing different advert that has been existing that you did not see. You'll be seeing things in the newspaper that you did not see. You'll be hearing things. When you go online, your consciousness opens up to a different portal. Why? Because you now have the right kind of mindset. Number 2, investment mentality is a mindset that is concerned about the acquisition of assets and not liabilities. Investment mentality is a mindset that is concerned about the acquisition of assets and not liabilities. You are poor or rich depending on whether you have assets or you have liabilities. What's an asset? An asset is anything that appreciates in value and brings cash flow into your life. What's a liability? A liability is anything that depreciates in value and takes money out of your life. So you need to ask yourself, am I acquiring assets or am I acquiring liabilities? Many people are poor today. Why? Because every time money comes into their hand, they convert their money into liabilities, all in the name of fashion. They convert their money into liability, all in the name of branding. They convert their money into liability, all in the name of packaging. Listen and listen well. No matter how much you package a dead body, it will smell. It's only a matter of time. So you've got to make up your mind. You are sitting down here right now. Many of you, your bungalow is in your wardrobe. Your bungalow is in your wardrobe. You are bag and shoe to match, yet your destiny is not matching your bank account. And then you are wondering, last year alone, you have spent 2 million on Christmas holiday. One plot you don't have. Your grandfather was a tenant. Your father is a tenant. Now you are a tenant. It's a curse in our village. It's not a curse. It's a generational choice. It's a generational choice. You've got to make up your mind that what they did not do, I will do. What they did, I will do differently. Make up your mind. Begin to acquire assets. Now they are telling you, come and buy land, come and buy this. And many of you, you will just be sitting down there. Is it real? Are you sure? That's what you said 11 years ago. See where your life be 11 years later. So you've got to make up your mind. I want to acquire assets. Some of you, the money they are telling you to drop now, you have the money. I will never forget Bimbo as long as I live. Bimbo was my account officer in GTB in 2003. When I went to Bimbo to introduce to her our real estate in Ikorodu, I told her, Bimbo, Martin Tale, Pastor Tale said, real estate company, 200,000 Ikorodu. 200,000. Bimbo looked at me and said, Pastor, 200, I'm going to fellow London, no, fellow summer. And Bimbo refused to buy the land of 200,000. I said, Bimbo, this is an opportunity for you to own land. You are not married, you are a young girl. This land, you already have the money. The land is real. Buy it, you'll be amazed. 5 years' time, 10 years' time, things will change. Okay, let me go and think about it. Bimbo never bought the land. 2 years later, the land had become 800,000. I was talking to Bimbo about helping us to market. He said, which land is this one? I said, is it not the one you told me? I said, it's not 800. He said, 800? He said, whoa. She now started telling me this. So he said, the London she went to with that money, that she landed in London, 2 days later she fell sick. She was on drugs and being treated for like 10 days. And she only spent 2 extra days to relax before coming back. So the London was a useless journey. By the time I met her 2 years later, she was still not owning a plot of land. So listen and listen well. When you have investment mentality, every time you see an opportunity, every time you see things like this, you grab it. Number 3, what's investment mentality? Investment mentality is a mindset that is concerned about bringing you to a level in your life where you will no more work for money, but money will work for you. There's nothing wrong working for money. But don't die there. Why? Because your active life, the active season of your life is not forever. There's coming a time when you will not be able to run and jump and do all the things you are doing right now. So wisdom demands that as you begin to make money, you move into a realm where you are no more working for money, but money begins to work for you. Now think about it. I'm standing before you right now. In the last 4 or 5 years, our company has gone through a lot of crisis. Why? Because the economy has affected a lot of things. But you know what? Regardless of all the crisis we have gone through, all the real estate we have in billions are still there, appreciating. Just there, just appreciating. One of the reasons why I'm able to be where I am today is because I have put systems and structures in place, properties, rental income in different dimensions, different streams of income. So no matter how bad things are, if this one will not work, this one will work. So you need to understand, I just came in from Benin today. I know how much I made. It was just in one session. I'm here now. I'm not here for money, but I will make something. Because my books are out there. School of Money is out there. Pathway to Wealth is out there. Real Estate Park is out there. My products are out there for you to buy. Once I leave here now, 7 o'clock, I'm on the flight. I'm going to Ghana. 3-day School of Money conference. 3-day School of Money conference. By the time I come back again, money. So how do you do it? It's because you have put systems and structures in place. So investment mentality is a mindset that is concerned about bringing yourself to a level where you will no more work for money, but money will work for you. So how do you know, as I begin to close, how do you know whether you have investment mentality or not? Just answer one question. What do you do with your money? When money comes into your hand, what do you do with it? There are only 3 things you can do with money. Number 1, you can waste it. Number 2, you can spend it. Number 3, you can invest it. Foolish people waste money. Average people spend money. Wise people invest money. You have heard of reinvest. You have heard of petty save. You have heard of the houses being sold in PTL. You've heard all the things, and you are sitting down there and asking yourself, what do I need to do? What you need to do now is to act now. Go out there, ask them, if I cannot enter this one, I can enter this one. If I cannot enter this one, I can enter this one. Listen and listen well. All that we are doing is putting systems and structures in place for you to become wealthy. Your mother, your father, your grandmother, your great-grandmother used to save money in Kolo. They brought the Kolo to you. I said the guy should have brought Kolo Alamo. You know, the one with clay. They brought the color, but now we have carried that color now and we have put it into the contemporary world. 1,000 a day. In 1 year, you have 365,000. Even if it's 1,000 a month, in 1 year, you have 12,000. Many of you looking normal now, oh, need 12,000. You don't have 12,000. Many of you now, ordinary 12K you don't have, but you are sitting there looking normal. Hello? If it's 5,000 a month, 5,000 a month in 1 year is 60K. Many of you here, oh, need 60K. So who is fooling you? You can package for anybody, but the real you know yourself. Your grandmother, your great-grandmother, they didn't go to school. Yeah, these are the principles they are practicing. Every day, they save 200 naira. The woman will come and collect. Iyalajo, they do a susu. 12 people will come together. They build houses. Now, you have gone to all the school. Common sense you don't have. So the question now is, foolish people waste money. Average people spend money. Wise people invest money. So are you a fool? Or an average person? Or a wise person? I close by asking you a question. How will your death be announced? Because everybody will die one day. At whatever age you desire to die. How will your death be announced? There are only 2 ways to announce death. The first one is, with deep sorrow of heart, we announce the sudden demise of our father, grandfather, great-grandfather. By the time you hear an advert of that, a poor man has died. Because the death of a poor man is always sudden, even if he's 85. The sudden demise, the sudden demise. A man has been around for 50 years, 70 years, it's still sudden. Why? Because they are waiting for him to make it. They are waiting for him to make it. 60 could make it, 70 could make it, 80 could make it, Okule 83 on the sudden. When you go to the burial, you will see weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. You will see a wife with 6 children, 7 children, 11 children. Why? Because poor people give birth to children like sardine, as if they are trying to win an award. If this one no make her, this one go make her. Just give him birth. Every year your wife is pregnant and you are not ashamed. Every year your wife is pregnant. Every year all your achievement is to impregnate a woman. That's the achievement of your life. And when you go there, you see people crying. You see the wife wailing. Why? Because most of the people you see crying at burial ground is not because of the loss of their dear ones. It's because of the responsibility they have left behind. So you are leaving me alone. There's a story of a woman, I don't know whether it's a comedy or a true life story, whose husband died. She came back home one day and saw a crowd in her compound. And they were telling her sorry. She said, why not they tell me sorry now? Sorry for waiting now. He said, sorry, oh, sorry, oh. So she entered. And the husband was lying on the floor. He said, madam, sorry. He said, what did he do? He said, he died. He said, hey, you know if he died now. Mama Kelechi, he died with 6 children. You the Chris. You die. Who you leave 6 children for? Mama Kelechi, wake up. You the Chris. Wake up, wake up, wake up. And the man came back to life. You want to die and leave me with 6 children. Grace catch you. So when you go to this burial, people are crying, they are weeping. Why? Because the man has died in poverty. But there's another way to announce death. With gratitude to God for a life well spent. We announce the transition into glory of our father, grandfather. When you go to that burial ground, nobody's crying. Nobody's crying. No crying, no weeping, nothing. By the time you get to the burial ground, the wife is there wearing designer skirt suit, police eyeglasses, Louis Vuitton bag, Ferragamo shoe. And she's having a goosey silk handkerchief. And 2 children. One boy, he came from Canada. One girl, she came from America. And then when you get there, you just see her there. Nobody's crying. Why? Why should you cry? The man that died has 2 houses in Lagos, 3 in Port Harcourt, 4 in Abuja, 6 in London, 8 in Canada, 1 in America. He has 2.6 billion worth of shares. He has $11 million in his American account. He has 850,000 naira in another bank in Nigeria. Why should she cry? Cry for what now? The other one, after burial, when you go, they will now carry the woman to the village, scrape her hair. They will say she's the one that killed the husband. Person with poverty kill. They will say, my wife kill her. But this second one, by the time you get to the house, it's Megad you will meet. They say, where's madam? Madam, you don't go Canada, you go rest. Madam, you don't go Canada, you go rest. So how will your death be announced? As you have come here today, you have heard it. The real money of Lagos is in the real people of Lagos. The real money of Lagos is in the real opportunity of Lagos. The real money of Lagos is in you. Go out there, maximize the opportunity, and I'll see you at the top. Thank you.